Why?
Let's go!
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to our humble abode, the FanDuel Thunderdome, on this Feel-Good Friday, January 6th, 2023. The show starts now.
Football
is going into its last weekend of the regular season, and college football is going into its national championship weekend. To say this is a massive football weekend would be an understatement.
Yep.
We got magic happening all around the league. Games that are mattering for playoff seeding and contention, and rules being made because of the incident that took place on Monday. Speaking of Monday, on Monday Night Football, we all saw the hit that Damar Hamlin put on to T. Higgins. It was a routine tackle that what followed we could have never expected on an NFL field on prime time, maybe ever in our entire lives, because it was an anomaly of a situation. What we are assuming took place, commotio cordis, which is impact to his chest, to his heart, at the exact right time in the middle of his heartbeat that caused him and his heart to stop pretty much, him fainting, CPR being administered for 9 minutes, him getting taken to the University of Cincinnati Medical Center, us having no good update, hours became a day, became another day. Then we had heard he had opened his eyes. He had the ability to squeeze his family members' hands. He was writing on paper, communicating with people, asking, did we win? Was his first question asked. Loves his team, loves his family. Did not know that he had been gone for 2 days. And now this morning we are learning Damar Hamlin's breathing tube that was in there while he was still under some sort of sedation with the ventilator has been removed. He was able to talk to the Buffalo Bills this morning via Zoom or by FaceTime. Mixed reports. We do not know which one's accurate.
Nope.
FaceTime probably a bit clearer. Zoom a little bit more consistent. So it depends on that. And he's told the group that he loves them. And all the Buffalo Bills, I assume, lost their mind. Brandon Beane had a press conference today. Sean McDermott had a press conference today. Everything seems to be trajecting? No.
Trajecting?
That would probably work.
Heading
Is that a
toward-
word?
Yeah, trajecting.
I don't think so. Trajecting toward, that is not a word. Anyways, it's going in a fucking great direction.
Yeah.
We are in a good spot with Damar Hamlin. We couldn't be more happy for him, his family, and the whole situation. That was scary. It was really what we talked about all week, because that was a real life situation taking place in this fun world of sport, in this fun world of football. That all of a sudden was perspective smacked right into our mouths. And now we're thinking this is going to have a happy outcome, a happy ending. Will he be able to ever play football again? As of yesterday, they were like, he's still in the ICU. Let's not start that conversation. But they did say they were looking to get him back to where he was before this all happened. Before this all happened, he was an NFL player.
Right.
Is that what they're talking about? We don't know. What a remarkable tale of grit. Obviously, Damar had to fight through this. And that was a large part of the Mario Hamlin, which is the father of Damar, and Jordan Rooney, who's the marketing agent. They said, we know Damar. So we know Damar. He's going to get through this.
Yep.
They said there's a chance to get through this. If there's a chance to get through this, Damar will get through this, because that's who Damar is. So shout out to Damar for being a fucking badass, obviously, and battling through this. All the medical people, incredible work. Incredible. And obviously through COVID, there's a lot of conversation about the medical world and everything that happened. First responders, first liners obviously put themselves into danger every single day. Through COVID, it was spotlighted and celebrated a little bit more than it probably has ever been in the past. Should happen more often for the people that are in hospitals, taking care of people, seeing things that they are. And the conversation about the medical community through COVID is certainly getting to an interesting spot. Probably will continue as we go forward, but that is not the conversation we should be having about the people with boots on the fucking ground, saving lives every day, staring down danger and doing their thing. And in this particular case, assistant athletic trainer Denny Kellerton, I believe is his name.
Right.
Doing the CPR for 9 minutes, getting on the ambulance, the EMTs that are on the ambulance that had to obviously provide for the care for Damar at the time. Also family and everything else going on. Shout out to them. Get into the University of Cincinnati Medical Center. The 2 doctors that spoke yesterday, all the nurses I assume that are being involved in that whole thing, round the clock while dealing with other patients that are also going through traumatic and serious things. And then the thought of them having to witness something that we got to witness and moving on every single day, the doctor people, shout out to the medical community that helped out.
Very well.
Shout out to the NFL community coming together around this whole thing. Shout out to the world witnessing what took place on Monday night and saying, you know what, there's a lot bigger things in our lives than just our little differences that we seemingly pin, you know, we are all so much more alike than we are different.
Sure.
And I think perspective is what has to be put into place for people to realize that. You know, whenever somebody passes away that's close to you, you set aside the sword that you potentially had with a family member or a friend that was in that group, because all of a sudden real life is being introduced to you. And perspective is like, oh shit, there's something much bigger than what we got going on. So maybe some spites or some vendettas kind of can get buried whenever stuff like this takes place. And I think this was one of those for the entire world because it was on prime time. We all witnessed something. There's been a few of those throughout the last couple years that we all got to experience together, and it'll only be a matter of time before everybody starts hating everybody again.
Yep.
But I enjoyed this world coming together around this and sending our positive vibes to Damar. It seemingly has worked. I wonder what else would work if we continue to come together, what the world would be. But it's been an amazing week, and it ends in a happy story, and congratulations to all the Hamlins.
Yeah.
Woo! That was crazy. We thought we saw a guy die.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nuts.
And there was a lot of conversation around Damar Hamlin by folks, you know, who I think have the greatest of intentions whenever they say it.
Yeah.
Heard a lot of people talk about how, you know, the military and police and firefighters, they see what we all saw on a much more regular basis.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Somebody dying right in front of them. More specific, I mean, cops obviously see it happen. They're in the middle of it. It's that type of stuff takes place. And we all just say like, yeah, you're cops. You got to do that. But now that we've kind of experienced it a little bit, it makes us, firefighters, same thing. They show up at terrible scenes and they're the only ones running one way and everybody else is running the other way. So like they have seen terrible things and then they're just supposed to move on, right?
Yeah.
And even more specifically here, like the military, you know, whenever we have conversation, I thought about this yesterday, and I don't like to dive into this type of stuff too much because I am a man in a tank top that normally talks about sports, and I got overpaid to kick a ball, and you should hear how much I'm getting overpaid to speak into a microphone on a daily basis about sports. It's absurd, so I shouldn't normally dive into these real-life issues. I dropped out of college. There's somebody out there that is much more, you know, established or has the resume that should speak about these things, but I feel like through my experiences, I've got to meet people and meet the, you know, the people behind the causes and the stories and the reasonings because I've been incredibly lucky to do what I've been able to do for a living. And I got to do a lot of work with the military, a lot. I got to, you know, give back to the military. I got to work alongside the military. I got to have 10 to 50 beers with them and share stories with them. And the PTSD thing has been a conversation, and just me even saying the PTSD thing is like a great descriptor of what it is, because it is always a topic of conversation, but never really anything happening from it. And I think now that the whole world witnessed somebody potentially die, a traumatic, very traumatic experience. I don't know Damar Hamlin. I know he's from Pittsburgh. He's in the NFL community. He's obviously an NFL brethren of ours and every ex-player. And that fucked me up. For 2 days there, it was just it was a crazy, and I have no connection to that person. A lot of people in military that serve, and I understand there's a lot of people that stay domestic, and there's people that are in technology and everything like that. But for the most part, everybody in military is going to be around somebody that's going to pass away if they're in combat. They have to see that and then just move on. And then they have to get shot while seeing that and then just move on. They have to watch it like actually happen and then just move on. So I think with us all going through this, it should set a little bit of a standard of how we talk about how we take care of people that are dealing with PTSD, most specifically the military, and how we can maybe find some money in these trillions and trillions of dollars that are, if I'm just reading the headlines, I don't know enough about it, but I've heard there's just trillions and trillions of dollars that go out from the government. I think we should spend some of it to maybe take care of the mentals of the military folks who see what we got to see on Monday night and fucked us all up bad, right? They're humans just like us. They signed up for it. Maybe to help take care of them a little bit too whenever they return home from serving for our country. Just something to think about that is also a storyline in this whole thing, I think, because whenever we saw Damar and what happened to Damar, we all got We all got fucked up from
Oh,
that.
yeah.
That was a crazy scene.
Shocking.
Yeah, that was a crazy scene that just you never expect. It comes out of nowhere. And I guess that's the difference with the military and with the cops and with the firefighters. It's like it could happen. You know it could happen. You signed up for it anyways. It's kind of some people's like explanation, but they're still humans, still going through the same things we're going through. Just a thought now that we have a baseline of everybody seeing a traumatic thing happen on primetime. Whenever we talk about retired military folks, let's think about maybe taking care of them a little bit more so that they can come back to the world that they fought to protect and maybe be somewhat of a normal person. Anyways, let's move on this Feel Good Friday, January 6th, 2023. January 6th, obviously a day that has done some things in America. It also created AJ Hawk, so we have to remember that. So in the next hour, we will have an AJ Hawk celebration. I'm excited for that. We're pumped for it. The Talks Table's here at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer,
Dahn.
Cowboys, Tone Diggs is here. Everybody in the back behind the glass, at Evan Foxy, at Viva Lozito. Frank Moraldo's back there. Dirty's back there. Mitt's here. Billy's coding. Tim McAfee's cleaning something up. CFO Phil's in the comments probably. Not happy about us giving anything away, but at PMS Store down there doing his thing. It's a glorious Friday. We're here.
Hell yeah.
There's
Made
like,
it.
we got
Great
NFL
Friday.
games tomorrow.
What?
We got NFL games on Sunday.
What?
We got national championship on Monday.
What?
We got playoffs the week after that.
What?
Let's talk about the playoffs. There's a lot going on in this department.
Sure.
Ton.
We read some tweets. What the hell happened here? Oh, that was trying to capture lightning yesterday.
That's right.
Remember?
Yep.
Boom. Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Somebody should be able to get that.
Power of the grid.
Can we not do that? I sent a text to Nick last night. I said, I'm serious about the lightning thing. How come that hasn't happened? And he said somebody tried it and just blew out everything. It had too much power, nobody could corral
Well,
it.
maybe we try it again.
Yeah. It might be that water bottle. That's a DiNardo water bottle. That probably could capture it.
And did you see me? I mean,
Simple.
You would have to do it how I,
Yep.
you know,
Yeah.
and somebody probably more experienced than me could do it, but you put a little bit of metal right here. You know what I mean? Just put a little bit of metal right here. So it's like the key thing that
Ben Franklin.
That's right.
did. And then as soon as you got to be able to eyeball it. So somebody's got to have good eyes.
Yep.
Probably wear that welding thing.
Yeah,
It's
welding
going to be
mask.
bright.
Yep.
It's
like
going to
a
be bright.
suit.
Is that a TIG or a MIG welder? Did you ever do any welding?
No, never.
Of course not.
Woodworking.
club.
Yeah, why would he?
No, woodworking.
Come on.
Yeah,
Build
work
one of
with
those
wood, too.
chairs.
Yeah, I mean, anyways, welder mask on. Okay. Come on. And then as that thing gets whoop, boom, catch
Gotcha.
it. Whoop, boom, catch it.
Gotcha.
And now what? You just
Yeah.
Wherever you need it.
power. Hey, what do you need? Power.
Boom.
Bang.
100%.
Power.
Boom.
How come
Simple.
they're not doing it, Nick? You went to school 10 years. Tell me, Nick, how come they're not doing that? How come we're not catching the lightning? And then, by the way, if we have the capability of just catching it in a bottle,
Boom.
and then
Yeah.
we don't have to worry about delaying games anymore, right? Because of
No.
lightning. Because
Never.
guess what? It's all going into bottles so that it can be. How come we're not doing this?
I'm
Nick?
with you, man. I don't know. I suppose it's some type of lobbying situation. Maybe we got some fossil fuel people don't want it to happen. You know, clean energy
Big guess.
alternative sources.
This would be an alternative. Would this not be an alternative? This would be the cleanest of energies.
That's right. And that's the answer right there.
Lasers?
2015. Yeah, they figured it out.
Scientists are working on controlling lightning with lasers. We don't need to fight the light. We're
No.
talking about corralling the light. We need like
they need
we
to-
need a herding dog.
Yeah, I think that's
They
what
are.
they're trying to do.
They are
with the
hurting it with
lasers.
In a study recently published in the journal Science Advances, researchers harnessed some control over the trajectory of an electrical charge when they fired a charge between two electrodes that were a few centimeters apart. So they would have to be able to guess when the lightning's coming.
Yeah.
We're not going to be able to do that.
No.
Hey, scientists in 2015, they're trying their best. Good luck. We're 7-8 years later. Let's hope they have it figured out. But we can't be guessing it.
No.
We got to know when it comes. We're fucking driving it, though.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's what we got to get to. Need a little bit different strategy, I think, but they're onto something there.
Well, it also looks like they're maybe thinking about using it as a weapon, as opposed to powering the entire grid.
lightning.
As long as
We're
it's our weapon.
20, 25 years away from that. Let's focus on maybe cleanly energizing our entire grid, as opposed to thinking, hey, let's control this lightning and then weaponize it.
I would like anybody out there. No, I'm not doing it. You become a bazillionaire if you become the person that figures figures out how to power
Wow.
lightning.
Yeah. Good chance that person's getting.
Yeah, big oil, because I believe it came out again that someone's trying to create
Tony.
where water can run your car, and the first two people that done that have died. So
It's different with
All right,
lightning.
okay, let's
Tony.
move along.
No,
let's
they
move
got-
along. I don't know. This is a report on the internet, I
No,
would
this is
assume.
real.
It is a real report on the
real.
internet, I would assume. Because if it's
Tony.
real.
Look it up.
Twitter
Anyways,
files.
The
Probably.
lightning thing was real, though. I wonder why nobody's been able to do that. Green energy. We're using the sun.
Yeah.
We use the rain in some places. We use everything else that is
makes
potentially available. Corn makes whiskey.
Whiskey.
Whiskey makes my baby.
Get a little frisky.
What a moment. I sang with Luke Bryan this year.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Also, long neck ice cold beer never broke my heart. I don't know if he sang.
He
but
loved it though.
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
And
he
didn't
sang.
everyone yell at him too? Like, hey, you better fucking stick around and sing for us.
That was an
after, right?
interesting moment, and I never thought about that for singing community.
Sure.
But Combs, after he did College Game Day, after the show went off the air, like taking some pictures and everything like that afterwards with some of the sponsors on the stage, so you don't just exit the stage immediately. They look at Luke Combs and they sing. This guy's like 4 hours removed from his last concert in Wisconsin. He's got another one. He flew in literally just because he was so incredibly pumped for the opportunity.
Stage.
Sing, hey, sing,
Come on, do it.
And I was immediately like, God damn, are they going to peer pressure? Is he going to get peer pressured into me getting a Luke Combs performance right now? That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I was excited. I'm like, I'm going to hang around and see if this happens. And he gave him like, I appreciate you. I'll be back spring. I'll come back in spring or whatever. And it was like, oh, singers probably get that all the time. Like,
Yeah.
hey, won't you fucking sing?
Hey.
What do you say, music man? Fucking sing.
One
Come on.
person, because I have done stand-up comedy, although I disrespected the profession mightily. I just told stories, and it wasn't really like I didn't practice any of them. First time I said it was live on stage. You know, that's not the stand-up comedy profession. But some sports reporter was like, "Oh, you're a comedian," and I could tell a person thought about trying to become a comedian at one point. The way the question was phrased, and then did a make me laugh. And it was at that moment I was like, "Oh, so that happens to comedians all the time."
Yep.
Singers, hey, sing for me. But they don't ever like. I didn't go to that reporter. I'm like, well, fucking journalism for me
Yeah, report something.
You know
Write me a 500-word essay.
right now on
Go.
us sitting right here. Interesting situation. Luke
Yeah.
Combs is fantastic though.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Fantastic.
One of the better guests this year for game day.
But back to Luke Bryan. We use rain.
Yep.
We use everything that's provided pretty much. Now, do we ruin it sometimes? Certainly.
That's gonna happen.
We humans are going to do that.
Yeah.
I assume with ill intent, some people are fucking some things up.
For sure.
But lightning, we've never even attempted, right?
Nope.
I mean, I guess we have attempted, but it's never been like openly talked about as why don't we do that? That has to be the most powerful thing of all time. Can we not? We just can't build anything that can harness lightning. Is that what are we doing? Elon Musk just snapped his fingers and said we're going to space with my little fucking toys over here, and we can't get something that can harness a little bit of lightning yet. It's 2023.
Yeah, I assume we figured it out, and then they just got worried about it getting into the wrong hands and decided, you know what, we'll put this one to bed, put it in the holster, and then maybe in 2040, when we have to go dominate somebody, perhaps, then we'll break it out, use it, and they won't be ready for it.
Oh, so you think this is like in ping pong, I have a serve.
Sure, exactly.
But you ain't seeing that serve
No.
unless this serve is needed. And when it's so drastically different than all of my, it's like we're playing a completely different game.
Bingo. Statue of Liberty for Boise State.
Out of nowhere,
Yes,
need it,
sure.
gotta have it. There was a hook and ladder before that,
Yep.
and then another play that never gets talked about because of the Statue of Liberty. In Art of War, Shinzu, I believe there's like
R.I.P.
Yeah, he passed away 2,000 years before Jesus Christ.
It was a tough year.
Beware your enemy isn't.
Boom.
Keep him off guard.
Up
You're
here.
thinking we got a little lightning rod,
Exactly.
a little lightning gun.
Yeah. I mean, that's in 2015. Like, you're telling me in those years, I mean, we can go back to it, and I hate to do it, but it's just like the CIA putting cameras in birds in 1970. Like, it's the exact
All right,
same
let's move
thing.
along. We
You
got-
think that they just gave
By the
up
way,
on this?
lightning is hotter than the sun.
Yeah, it's hot.
Oh, yeah.
5 times.
That's gonna be tough because I don't know if they can corral lava.
Well, and I don't understand how that people can get struck by lightning and not melt into the abyss if that's the
So they-
case.
They got rubber soles in
Yeah,
their
it
shoes.
was not a direct
Yeah,
hit.
you get grounded.
Yep.
Apparently, also, it's
Harder than the sun.
never a direct hit.
much less powerful when it gets to the closer proximity to
the Earth's
Oh,
surface.
so it's soft ass. Exactly. So
Yeah.
we should be able to corral
Soft-ass
it. It
lighting.
was hotter than the sun at one point. Then it got to the surface, it's fucking soft
It
ass
could be
lighting.
as easy as fucking catching lightning bugs.
Bingo.
Yeah.
You know?
One of those blow up bats.
Exactly.
There's a lot of conflicting reports out there. One of the other problems apparently is there's no battery that can charge up within microseconds.
Bullshit.
What does that mean?
Like a surge
I don't
protector.
know.
Yeah, it means it's too much power going into the device in such a quick amount of time that it can't
Can't
contain
harness
it. It just kind of blows.
You're
No,
telling me
I'm not talking about it's going to a battery. This thing's going into a vat.
A big glass jar.
Boom.
Yeah.
And then that's getting sent out.
Yeah.
Well, I don't
somewhere
know
else.
if they've tried that yet.
That's getting sent out.
Exactly.
Try
Are
it.
they
Bro,
mason jars?
What are you talking about? What do we think this is? Like a nuclear thing. You know, they create it and then the power's sitting and they ship it out.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. The lightning, bang, bag it, send it.
Tag
what
it.
are we even doing?
So kind of like
as that.
Monsters
Bag
Inc.
Tag it, send it.
What are we even doing? How come this kid? Look, I'm losing my voice again.
Yeah.
We've also got another group saying that only
Who are they? I
Wait
didn't
a
know.
minute.
Yeah.
I didn't know who they are.
Lightning committee.
only a small fraction of the energy within lightning is electrical current. Most of it is energy that heats the air.
Even
Well,
cooler.
Tell them thank you. We got fucking wooden Ferris wheels with
Yeah,
water. There is
that's right.
no electric currents running through that.
Nope.
And that's somehow powering
things are
something.
sweet.
Exactly. So you're telling me we can't get the lightning in there? We got wind. Those things spinning,
Yeah,
Big
yeah.
old
On
turbines.
farms, turbines.
creating it.
There's an Oppenheimer documentary coming out later this year. Maybe they'll show. I think he tried to harness it.
Yeah, and
The lightning?
He,
You're talking about Mr. Oppenheimer?
he did something even worse.
What Oppenheimer do?
He,
Created the atom bomb and just blew the smithereens out
He
of a
didn't drop
couple
it.
islands in Japan. No, he didn't drop it, but he knew while he was making it.
This is like the AI thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But exactly, they knew while they were making it. Oh fuck! I don't know if anybody should have this.
Oh, yeah. He said, I am death, destroyer of worlds.
Yeah,
The guy that we just.
Oppenheimer.
And
no,
Harry.
the guy we traded for Brittany Griner.
Oh, the
That's
Master of
merchant
Death?
that's the
Yeah, I
American
mean,
one.
he's small potatoes compared to fucking Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer,
And then
yeah.
give him hell. Harry said, "You're goddamn right, you are. Give me that thing.
Boom.
Let's
Drop
end
it.
this war."
Yeah.
They have not forgotten.
No.
That movie is going to
want
be
the
wild.
Japan.
That was a must-win move.
Yeah, Oppenheimer almost.
That was a,
yeah.
it was a must-win move.
Speaking of
There's only one must win.
Yep.
That was his serve.
Oppenheimer. Yeah, that was his ping pong serve that he saved.
Yeah. Yep.
I serve. I don't even want to give it away right now.
You
'cause
shouldn't.
obviously
You shouldn't.
people
Yeah, I
watching.
wouldn't.
It is a. It gets quite a pop too
Yeah,
every time.
You gotta have it.
Super intense moment. You know what I mean? I didn't know I need. This is Andy Reid in the red zone.
Bingo.
This is
Yeah.
third and one,
Little
Yep.
fourth and one.
Philly.
You need it.
Yeah.
In
Gotta have
moments that,
Gotta have it.
and we need to start thinking more like that about things.
Gotta have it.
We
Situation.
do.
Got to have it situations that are going to pop up in our lives. Let's make sure we're fucking prepared. And it doesn't have to be just standard operation. No, it can be out of the ordinary. It can be a four stack deep, snap through legs.
Yep.
Got to do what you got to do type play. Because sometimes trickery, especially in those moments, not expected and guaranteed to work.
Yep. Always.
You should see it. I mean, sometimes in that Oculus, I can see the other person fucking doing it.
Yeah.
Doing this number right here. And I could sense, because they got their microphone open, that in that room that he's in right now, the tension is palpable. Nobody in the background's talking. They might have been talking a little bit earlier. Shit just got real. And then all of a sudden they're watching on their screen, because you can project on the screen, my fucking cat mask on the other side,
Oh,
because
yeah.
that's what I am. And I fucking just a quick little guy runs, dives, hits head off something.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Game over. Hey, see you. Have a good one. Exit game.
Yeah, that's right.
What just happened in that room that I just left? That's why the Oculus is amazing. I need to get back in there.
Yeah, it's sitting over there too, right?
Yeah, I brought it in here, so I start playing a little bit more.
we go.
I was playing people in Germany in fucking ping pong, trying to prepare for.
Yeah.
And the Guardian you could establish in here too. I mean, you'd be able to actually dive and
And
get
then
those.
boxing ring in here.
Sure.
Oh,
you'd
yeah.
be moving around the entire thing.
You get real action.
Real ring.
All right, I believe we're calling. This is all passing time to get to this.
Yep.
Because the playoff scenario, the Colts, Indianapolis, suite holders, more specifically, suite holders, might benefit from everything going on in the NFL right now.
Yep. Greatly.
All roads seemingly are leading to Indianapolis. for the AFC Championship game. I might be wrong, but that's how I read it. Now, Cincinnati Bengals fans read everything that's going on, and they said, fuck off, this is bullshit. I read it, and I was like, oh, shit. Indianapolis is going to be hosting the AFC Championship game. It does feel like that is the case. Could be the case. The man who knows if that'll be the case, and also everything else going on around the NFL right now, is senior insider for the NFL, the NFL's network, the NFL's website, and its streaming service, NFL Plus. Host of the Insiders and the week of wrap-ups with Rap Sheet and Friends, us being the friends, he being Rap Sheet. Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Rappaport.
Yeah, Rap Sheet!
Every day this
What's
week.
going on?
Every day. Did you hear it? It's not the weekly wrap-up with Rap Sheet and Friends. It's the week of wrap-ups with Rap Sheet and Friends. Every single
Now
day.
we missed Tuesday. We did miss Tuesday.
We started on
No, we
Tuesday.
didn't.
Did we? No. Maybe Monday?
Well, we missed
didn't have a
Monday
show.
because Rose Bowl.
Oh, you were right. You were like, NFL, not that interested. Let's do college football.
Rap Sheet.
You
No, I know
asked
you've
for
been
it.
busy. I explained to everybody why. I had no idea that the Rose Bowl game day was a different time. And that's my fault. You know, I'm a checkers player, not a chess player. I don't look far enough in advance. I just assume
That's fair.
same time. I'll call in the show. We'll do the show. It was a different time. Rose Bowl's impossible to just post up in, I guess, because it's like the most prestigious place on earth. And
Hallowed
it was
ground.
comedy of ineptitude on my part. That's why we missed Monday. Other than that, though, Tuesday all the way through, we've had you every single day. It's been great to see you, pal. He debuted as a TV star, too, on Tailgate Takedown. What
right.
Hey, here we go. And then this week is ending with the best news I think we could possibly get. Damar Hamlin has
Oh, my
removed
God.
his breathing tube, FaceTimed or Zoomed with the Buffalo Bills, told him that he loved them, and they've moved. They're like all obviously incredibly excited. What are the next steps? And this is the best news possible, right, Rap Sheet?
Oh, this was amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
this was so cool. But, I was kind of hearing this morning that he was FaceTiming with various teammates and then it was like, well, actually, he's going to have a surprise. And, I kind of didn't want to win the surprise. So it was like, all right, well, let me wait till he's actually on the FaceTime with his teammates. It sounded even more amazing than my little tweet there because he said, I love you. He was flexing for him, which is just awesome. I mean, and I guess he's like the greatest dude. Like teammates really, really like him. And they just enjoyed the heck out of this. Sounded like an incredible scene. It wasn't long, but it was powerful. So he's got the breathing tube out. He can talk, obviously not a lot, but can talk. This is all progress. The next step would be to be able to do these things on his own and be able to get released from the hospital, which it does sound like could be fairly soon, like maybe within even a couple days. It's amazing.
What did we learn about, did he have any preconditions to his heart? Have we learned anything about what it is with the heart? Have the doctors talked about that, why this happened, how this happened, or are we waiting for him to get completely out of the woods to find out all the details?
So there's a condition called commotio cordis, which we've been talking about, which none of us really know what it is, but it involves basically lightning striking and hitting the heart at the exact wrong time and everything kind of short-circuiting, essentially. What the doctors explained to us yesterday, I think that was yesterday, I don't really know,
Yes.
but whenever we talked to the doctors, what they explained to us is that is a diagnosis of exclusion. What that means is they basically rule out everything else and they say, well, if it couldn't have been this thing, then it is this other thing. So they are still going through those tests now to determine, one, if there was any pre-existing condition, two, what actually happened, three, if there's any lasting anything. Neurologically, they say he is doing great. And that is, of all the things, that is the best thing. So, they were asked yesterday, like, could he play again? Like, and basically they were like, we are not ruling anything out, but we don't know enough now until we go through all these tests. That is what's happening now medically.
Okay, so I think their answer to him playing football again, he's still in the ICU, they said. And they didn't want to get into it, but they also said, we are looking for him to be the same person he was before this event or something like get him to that. And then, so in my head, I'm like,
it was like,
he's an NFL?
yeah.
No, go ahead, say it.
Right. It was like, what's the best case? And they were like, best case is he's back like he was, which like obviously he was playing in the NFL, so that would be all positive right there.
Yeah, and they're not misspeaking, I don't think. Like they are very calculated with every word that they're saying there because it is the medical world. So best case scenario, what is best case? And they say to what he was or whatever. It's like before this happened. I think they said before this happened. What he was before this happened, which would be like, Oh, so that's on an NFL field then, like
Yeah.
moments before. They're doctors, they're intelligent. That's amazing. Hey, congrats to medicine as a whole.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And to humans.
These guys, man,
Unreal.
That's good for
these
us.
doctors, unbelievable. I mean, truly, not like can't even say enough. Unbelievable.
Yeah, hell yeah. And awesome for DeMar. I can't wait to see what the next steps are. Okay, let's pivot away from that incredible feel-good story on this Feel Good Friday, January 6th. It's also AJ Hawk's birthday. Yeah, we're having a festival for him in the next hour or so, so get excited about it. We're having an event, yeah. Oh, you said happy birthday to him? You want to say anything else?
No, that's it. I'm not a big birthday guy,
He'll
but
appreciate
happy
that.
birthday just
Not a
one
dickhead
time.
move.
We're good. No, that's it. I weighed in. I'm on the board.
He's a big actor
I
now.
weighed in.
Yeah, he doesn't.
I'm on the board. Listen, you can't say I didn't say it. I did say it.
Yeah, I
Move
literally
along.
said it.
Somebody who didn't say it is obviously worse than me. I said it. Take me out of the conversation. That's amazing. Happy birthday, AJ Hawk from Ian Rappaport, who would go on to say the all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, all-time leading rookie tackler for the Green Bay Packers, should potentially be, Hall of Famer, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you said, Ian? Is that what you cut out there for a second?
Yeah, I mean, there's a vote coming up. I think at some point before the Super Bowl. We'll see.
Yeah, well,
We're
I
gonna
would,
get Zach Thomas first. Let's get Zach Thomas in first.
Zach Thomas, Reggie Wayne, Dwight Freeney, Robert Mathis. There's a lot of guys. Let's go ahead and put Shane Leckler in there. Cypher's in there. I was nominated last year, so I always just say I was a nominee for Hall of Fame. So
That's cool.
It is, yeah.
Wait, not this year?
No, yeah, this year I wasn't a finalist. Though. I didn't make the finals. Never would have guessed.
Nominated is cool.
Never
All
would've guessed.
politics.
Well, no, yeah. Me getting nominated, I think people would say is all politics, but nonetheless, I will always be a Hall of Fame nom. So, like, some people reading off for instance, Reese Davis read off my accolades one time, and I almost said a Hall of Fame nominee.
Throw it in there.
Just because it's a massive joke, I don't mean it for real. But anyways, let's move on to something that people are calling a massive joke in Cincinnati. We chatted yesterday, I think I said, or maybe 2 days ago.
Yeah, man.
Whenever the playoffs were trying to get sorted, I said like 3 weeks from now, 2 weeks from now, people are going to forget how serious the world was of football, of the NFL, the last couple of days. And they're going to say the NFL fucked this up with how they decided to figure out the seeding and everything like that. I said that's going to happen. We have to remember that this isn't a moment in time that we will all remember because of how serious and how traumatic it was to our entire NFL community. It was. It took over everything, every conversation. Every team was talking about it. So whatever the NFL did, we thought in a moment like, hey, let's get past this. They did what they had to do in the moment. Let's move on. Already, Cincinnati Bengals fans are pissed about the potential layout of what it could be if there's teams that haven't played the same amount of games. I'll let you dive into it all. For maybe like Indianapolis hosting a championship game or a coin toss for the Ravens and the Bengals, even though the Bengals, like, can you explain everything that's going on? And has this been voted to be true yet, or is this all still speculative stuff that could happen with the playoffs? I mean, sorry.
Okay, first of all, their owners right now, basically 12-1. So right now are discussing it. They are expected to vote. I would expect the Bengals to vote against it.
What is it?
Usually vote
What
against
is it?
a lot of things.
Can you explain what it is?
Yes, so here's what it is. It's two parts. It is a potential neutral site game. Yeah, this graphic is actually really helpful. A potential neutral site game for the AFC title game if certain results happen this weekend, if the Bengals, Chiefs, or Buffalo isn't involved in the AFC title game. This is the simplest way I can say it. But this depends only on the results of the Chiefs and Bills game. If they have the same result this weekend, then if they're in the AFC title game, it's at a neutral site. So if they win, they both win, or if they both lose, and then they get to the AFC title game, it's at a neutral site.
Got it.
If they both lose, and then Cincinnati beats the Ravens. It either a Buffalo or Cincinnati versus Kansas City AFC title game will be at a neutral site. And then there's the thing, so that's what's going on there. And the neutral site, we'll see, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's an outdoor neutral site. Because all these teams are outdoors.
No, Indianapolis, it's perfect. We're right here.
Weather controlled.
Hines.
Don't be a fool.
I do like Indy. I will be there for the combine in a couple weeks, which is, wow, it's
more
amazing.
than a couple weeks.
But no, outdoors. Anyway.
Let's not, no, outdoors. You're saying that as a guarantee? It's not going to be a Lucas?
Not guaranteed, but I think they're going to try.
Try
what?
That's
They're
dumb.
real football, you know?
Whoa!
Oh, you know.
Try to find a good spot outdoors.
Who won the Super Bowl last
I mean,
year?
I don't know where, but it would be. I'll tell you the coolest thing for me, and this is just my own personal opinion. Pittsburgh is outdoors. Pittsburgh's hosted big games.
Hell
It's
yeah.
an awesome stadium. It's where DeMar Hamlin is from. That would be kind of cool.
That would be sweet. I
Bring
mean,
it home.
miserable for kickers, punters, quarterbacks, everything like that.
Oh, yeah.
The
Pittsburgh-
game
That's
itself.
right.
Yeah, quarterbacks and everything like that.
Yeah.
I love Pittsburgh. Hey, listen, if it goes to Pittsburgh,
We go that
we
one.
probably get a suite anyway. I
we
mean,
go that one,
we're probably get that one as well if it goes to Pittsburgh. So we're with it. So we're good. It's going to be a Pittsburgh
Let's
or
go.
Indy. Here we go.
Hell yeah, going
Big
down
win.
short.
We're going to be at the AFC Championship game.
All right,
Can't wait.
Hell yeah.
Either way, we're going Super Bowl.
let's go. I'll see you
And
guys
then we're
there.
going.
No, Pittsburgh's
No,
going
I
Super Bowl.
won't actually.
No, this is nothing. This Paycor Stadium. Hines never did this.
No.
No. Don't confuse.
Paycor.
No, that's
Oh, Acrisure. Sorry.
Paycor.
Paycor's in
Paycor is the
Cincinnati.
bottom of the barrel. Fucking.
Oh, that's right.
That's on me.
King of your division,
I apologize to Heinz Field, who gave up its name to Acrisure.
That's right.
That I thought it was Paycor still, because Paycor first year in Cincy. You can see how we make that.
Understandable.
It's a mix-up.
So Acrisure might be the host, is what you're saying? That could
Nah,
be
sure.
a potential.
In my brain, that's the best one. But here's why Cincinnati's
soldier
mad.
Yeah.
Cincinnati.
Hell yeah, very down.
That feeling
stinks.
sucks.
Yeah.
Can't play there.
Beautiful skyline.
That's the worst
We got
field.
we got Supergrass
It's the
there.
worst field in the league.
All right, go ahead,
What's
Red.
Supergrass?
It's coming
yeah.
to Detroit.
Rafi,
It's
wake
coming to
up.
Detroit.
Ford Field.
Keep up. Come
Why
on.
do we
I
have
don't
to keep telling him stuff? You know, how does he not know? What do we-
I know a very certain amount of things, a finite amount of things. That is what I know. For
Well,
instance,
yeah.
if you quizzed me on what the Steelers stadium name was, could have gotten it right, but definitely not guaranteed.
Yeah, me neither. I just called it the wrong stadium. We've been talking about it. We're from there. I mean, that is quite. It's new. It's brand new. Always be Heinz, right? Even though the Heinz
Thank you.
Ketchup Company decided, nah, your stadium ain't as worth as much
Yeah.
as Acrisure
Yeah.
saying it's worth. Sorry,
turn
we're not
their
gonna
back
do that.
on the city.
No,
Which
they're
is
still-
unbelievable.
They're still in the red zone. The ketchup bottles are back.
Yeah, but that was 2 days later. Remember, because of the
Everyone was
because
pissed.
of the
People were
backlash.
outraged. Yeah.
Forgive and forget.
All right, I don't know if we're
Never
a city
forget.
that has ever done that before in the past. Forgive and forget, but I'm with it.
For Heinz, we do.
What if they move? Are they even in Pittsburgh anymore, Heinz?
No.
Where are they?
Fucking Chicago, I believe.
They're not?
Oh no!
Super Ketchup.
They've been there for a long time.
They
now.
moved a long time
Yeah.
ago. Yeah.
What?
They still had a stadium though. They were still giving
Yeah,
back
yeah,
to
yeah.
the city. I thought.
Yeah.
Because of the
The
contract?
recipe was born and raised where it was. Okay.
The recipe.
I live here. Listen, I live here now. Doesn't mean I'm not from there.
You're right. Heinz grew up, got to a new, just went to college.
Yep, that's
Heinz
right.
went to college
Okay.
over there in Chicago.
Forgot about its old friends.
You're right. You're right. And I will only use Heinz. All the
Yeah,
other
it's still
ketchups
better
are
than
shit,
Red Gold.
or any of that other stuff. That
Hunt's.
Cats up.
Hunt's.
I don't think I've ever had
Hunt's.
Hunt's. I don't think I've ever had Hunt's ketchup.
Hunt's is pretty good.
Hunt's
You ever
is
mix?
color.
You ever mix poop and ketchup? That's Hunt's.
Yeah.
Whoa. What?
Okay.
They've
Tastes
sold
like
a
that?
lot of it. That's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
That-
Chiefs.
That's the Chiefs.
That's the Chiefs, right? Hunt's.
And they've never moved out of Kansas City.
You don't know that.
Because all
do.
poop.
Nah, Hunt's from California.
So is that not the Hunt family?
Nope.
No.
I could have sworn it was.
What? That's why Mahomes does
Hey,
it.
keep speaking out of your ass.
Poop mouth.
All right, Rap. Let's get to some more stuff as we try to ruin this.
Wait, hold on. So
Yeah.
here's why Cincinnati's mad.
Yes.
That was Zach Taylor.
Cincinnati is mad because they win the AFC North. And if they lose to the Ravens this week, they will still be winners of the AFC North, despite the fact that the Ravens beat them twice because the Bengals have played one fewer game. So even though all that happens, if they lose to the Ravens this weekend, they have to flip a coin to see who gets home field. And they are mad because there are rules, as Zach Taylor just said, and this is basically an alteration to the rules. It also might have make them play a harder schedule next year because they won. I mean, there's a lot of things that it has affected that make it harder for them because they
Lions
won
won
the
a bunch of
North,
games this year.
but
You
they
know what I
don't automatically get home field. That is why they're mad.
So, okay, I understand that. I didn't know. Thank you for explaining that to me. And I needed that to be explained to me because I didn't fully comprehend why they're so mad. You said Zach Taylor just came on TV and said that there are rules.
Mm-hmm.
He said that was Joe Mixon's tweet pretty much as well, the running back from the Bengals.
Yeah.
So we're not following the rules no more, is what Mixon said. And then 2 screenshots of the actual rule book where it kind of lays out the situation that we're currently in.
Yeah. Mhm.
But it also says commissioner has authority. Like the commissioner has the authority to kind of do whatever. I did not know that that's why they were upset about the Ravens beating them twice. So if the Bengals lose to the Bills on Monday Night Football, and I know they were up 7-3.
Yes.
I know they were up 7-3. Football 7-3. Obviously, that's that's
Done deal.
That game's over.
Game over.
That game is over.
It was
Obviously.
only there were like 8 minutes left in the first quarter, so it was.
So I understand that game's over, and the Bengals were definitely going to beat the Buffalo Bills that night with Josh Allen and all the weapons. Not saying that the Bengals aren't fucking awesome. We love the Bengals, but just assuming that the Bengals are going to win that game because it was 7-3 in the first quarter and driving. They were driving on that particular play.
Yeah.
Got it. Maybe field goal, maybe touchdown. 10-3. We'll say 14-3. Whatever. And that is obviously game over. I mean, in the NFL, is how the Bengals are acting. But if the Bengals lose that game, and then they lose to the Ravens week 18, Ravens win AFC North, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe that is correct. Yes. And then of course in Cincy, you're right. In Cincy's mind, they're like, well, we didn't lose. Like we might have won and probably would have won. So, and this is the problem. Is like we could argue. Like if I'm sitting there with Bengals people, I could argue. I could argue all of these things. There's no good answer. The whole thing is annoying.
We agree.
Unfortunate for a lot of reasons.
But we all, I thought, were in the
unprecedented.
I thought we were all in the same boat. Like, hey, what's going on is just. It'd be tough to explain to anybody what is happening right now in the future. If people look back on this decision, it'll be difficult to tell them what it was like to see somebody potentially die on a football field on prime time, week 17, and the biggest game of the year, pretty much. Like, it's gonna be tough to explain how people reacted afterwards. You know, it is a real thing. So. I don't understand why the Bengals fans are so mad. Now, granted, they beat the Bills, which they might have done, and Rappaport saying probably would have done. I'm not going to say that completely, although I love the Bengals. I think they're very fucking good. But that game, if that game's a tie, if they rule that game a tie, and then they lose to the Ravens,
still win the division.
The Bengals would win?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so that's why they're pissed.
Yeah, and I think it's just because the no home playoff game, like the possibility of that still being the division winner just doesn't really add up.
Yeah, that's right.
But the Ravens are saying they could still win the division, right? Weren't they thinking that going into last weekend?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
They were still potentially thinking about winning the North. So
yes,
yeah. If it was 7-3 Bills when the game stopped, much different conversation.
It was so early in the game.
Yeah, so early.
It's fascinating. It is because I can see why the Bengals fans are pissed. I can see, but also like. From a zoomed out standpoint, it's like, this is a tough.
1-1.
I didn't expect them to do all of this, though. Did you expect them to do all of this? I thought it was just going to be a coin toss. Let's move on. Like, this feels like a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is a lot. And I would say, like, to me, if you had said yesterday, which I think you probably did, I said what I was expecting was this game to be canceled and then it to just kind of be what it was. They worked, I mean, it sounded like hours and hours and hours of meeting with Mike North, the schedule dude, and a lot of high-ranking executives to try to figure out every freaking scenario. And, like, it was a lot. And I got this, just being honest, I got this email last night, and I had to go on TV, like, 15 minutes later, and I was like, how am I going to explain this? It was a lot.
Why?
Yeah, I did a great job, but it was a lot. And... You know, but I think they tried really hard to make it as fair as possible. And, like, if this ends with a neutral site game, then I think that's okay because it kind of is annoying to everyone, but it's not unfair to anyone either.
Agreed. It seems like they did way too much. Why didn't they just do this? And we just thought about it now. They're still in the meeting. Why don't you give a call over there? It should be a best-of-5 coin toss. Cincinnati should be up 1-0.
Ooh. That'd be perfect.
You know what I mean?
Ooh.
So you got to get to 3. Cincinnati's already got 1.
That makes sense.
I don't hate it.
Yeah.
Well, how about this? How about paper scissors?
Best of 5, and since he's already got 1, and then
best of 5.
Yeah, you can pick a
since
player.
He's already got 1, right? Since he's already got 1 because they were up 7-3.
You know, there's one player who's like really good at this.
Joe versus Josh.
Yeah. Oh yes, there are very skilled rock paper scissors folks. For instance, Ty as Sirianni cooked Sirianni as Sirianni.
Correct.
Sirianni does it in his combine meetings to see how competitive the person is.
Oh, yeah.
They should have done something like that, and then it doesn't even involve everything else going on, I don't think. Fascinating world. We appreciate you covering it. We have a couple more questions quickly before you have to get out of here. Jalen Hurts is a go, it sounds like. Giants are resting players. Jalen Hurts is a go.
Jalen Hurts is a go. Giants are resting players. I could see a quicker sort of hook or whatever for the Eagles if this gets out of hand. Get him off the field, get a big win. We'll see. Giants are kind of scrappy, though, so I don't know if that's going to be the case, but resting guys with nothing to gain. So, yes, that's where they're going with that.
Connor, your question for Rap, quick.
Rapshi, Michigan under investigation. Is that a guarantee Harbaugh's leaving to join the NFL? Our team's looking at that now.
That explains a lot.
Yes, it does. I expect.
Yep.
I expect to be back with
that
Michigan.
statement yesterday. There were words in it, definitely words, but I had to read it and be like, "What are we doing here?"
How about them tweeting it? How about Michigan tweeting it, being like, "Here you go." Like if Harbaugh tweeted that, it'd be like, "Okay, here's Harbaugh dancing around everything."
Right.
You know, Michigan tweeting it, being like, "Look,"
I know.
and then we read through it like, "You guys are supposed to be a smart school, right?" Like,
What the hell?
am I the dumb one? He didn't say anything right there, but it is weird. This is Pete Carroll, USC. No offense, Pete, or to USC, but this has happened in the past, right? Where sanctions are potentially coming down, and a team has coach has options and says, "You know what? I'm gonna go do that." Do you think this is cooking some things up a little bit more?
Yeah, I do really, and I kind of had heard that he was upset about the state of college football, but I didn't really know what that meant. And what maybe it means is that he's annoyed that there's all these rules and investigation. Just being totally honest, I didn't know that you could still get in trouble with the NCAA now, because it seems you could sort of do whatever. But I guess you can.
Well, the NCAA is going back in time to see what you did whenever they had some authority. We talked about it during the Rose Bowl game day. What does the NCAA do?
Yeah.
And Reese Davis, who's like the kind of the voice of the college football playoff and everything, he said, well, they name champions or whatever. They do that whole thing. And I was like, oh, yeah, like March Madness they do. But they sold their championship to BCS years ago. And then now CFP's doing it. The NCAA, and I don't know who said it. Somebody said it, and I don't know if it was on air or off air. But I think we're almost coming close to a world where they all just leave and do their own league.
Yep.
And the NCAA is not their own thing. Somebody said it. I don't, it was somebody important.
I can see it.
And when they said it, I said, oh, shit, we've been talking about this for a long time, being its own business, being its own league, and it doesn't matter.
It's so antiquated.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so old. Like, and
dumb,
this might surprise you, not the greatest leadership of all time.
No.
Until now. Emmerich is saying he was right downtown. He was doing all the good things.
Yeah.
Quick, Ty, we got a minute.
Yeah, Rap Sheet. With the exception of the Giants, since they really have nothing to play for, is the expectation that all the other teams in the NFC are going to basically play everybody because they're still jostling for seeding?
I think so. I will have to look to make sure I don't miss anyone. But the Giants are the biggest that are going to be resting guys. Let me just
What about the
think real
Bucks?
quick. Hold
Are
on.
the Bucks?
Bucks playing?
Nah, the Bucks don't have a lot to gain either, right?
none.
They
Yeah,
have
have
nothing to
nothing
gain.
the spread would say they're not.
That would be another one.
They're dogs.
You know, Brady hates to come off the field. I'm sure he's going to be fighting that. But I don't know for sure. Let me take a look quickly. Vikings have a lot to gain. Although, I mean, Vikings are playing the Bears, right? And the Bears are starting not Justin Fields.
Correct.
Peterman, baby.
Nathan Peterman.
Look out.
Oh, let's go real quick
Might
to
be
the
a quick
Jets. Dolphins. Let's go to the AFC
yeah.
side. Get off the NFC side as we have like a minute with you here. Jets, Dolphins. We got Flacco and
Skylar Thompson.
Thompson.
Yes. So Mike White has 4 broken ribs. I thought it was 3. It's actually 4. Got aggravated when he got popped early on in last week's game. And, you know, it's funny. Like, he did not play well last week, but he had played pretty good for that. So you're like, why is he suddenly not playing? Usually injuries are the reason, so he was pretty banged up. So he is out this week. It is going to be Flacco in a matchup that obviously we all expected. No Tua, no Bridgewater. The Dolphins got to win. I have no earthly idea what's going to happen in that game. I just know it is something that none of us expected.
Steelers need the Jets to beat the Dolphins and also the Bills to beat the Patriots. That spread is currently sitting at 7.
On the dot. No half point.
It's currently sitting at 7. That feels like quite an easy pick, but nonetheless, we can't thank you enough for joining us all week, Rappaport. Have an incredible weekend, pal. We'll talk to you on Monday, probably.
All right, look forward to it. Thank you, guys. Have a great weekend.
Anything said, AJ?
I stand by my previous statements.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're Rappaport.
Yeah, Rap Sheet. Consummate professional.
I enjoy that human there.
Oh, yeah.
He's awesome.
Never met anybody like him.
No.
He does think like top 5 hilarious guy of all time.
Oh, yeah.
Can't spell comedian
Yeah.
without Ian.
In his area, he is the funniest guy probably
sure.
alive.
He is fun. Like, I will say, there
He
are
is.
moments where he says something, and I'm like, this guy's got good fucking chops,
Yeah,
doesn't he?
kind of gets it.
Oh, this suit, this 5'3"
Klein.
Whoa.
I don't think he's a clown.
He's not a clown.
He's not a
That's
He's
where
not
it
a
is.
clown. I think he's a hardworking guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, clown in a good way.
No, you, the way you, we're talking tone yesterday with AJ Hawk.
Wow.
The way you said that, clown,
Yeah.
you were talking about somebody that you do not,
No, that's how you say it.
no, you would say, clown,
It's kind of a clown.
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 You said, you dropped real bass in there like
Yeah,
you fucking
you-
Clown.
Yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
endearing.
That's
That
how
was-
you say
Really
it.
fucked up.
That's how you say it.
Anyways,
in Boston.
I think he's funny. I think he's a funny guy.
Yeah.
I,
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate you, Rap. Awesome.
Funny guy. Tell us a joke. You should ask him next time.
That's unbelievable. Sing.
Sing, 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 sing. It's like when we walked into the gas station by the old office. Just chant and sing the name.
Well, he was the owner of the place, Mr.
Right.
Singh, but he was a hero of that place. I wonder if that gas station's still going.
I would imagine that place burned down.
Nope.
I was gonna
Couple
say,
Drive
months
by
ago.
it every day,
That
but it
place
is a
is
BP now.
flourishing.
Marathon has
It's
been out the
always
door.
been a
It's always been a
Been a BP
BP.
for a while.
Really?
Yeah, you've always been distracted by what's going on the
Yeah.
street
Interesting enough.
there. You haven't looked up. Always been green. Yeah.
That's weird. Could have sworn it was a marathon.
What happened back there, Tom?
Yeah, dude, they were just all shaking their heads like, it's always been a beef.
Walk there every day, didn't you? Literally walk there every single day
Every day, yeah, every other day, even on Christmas and Thanksgiving.
on Funyuns.
Chocolate
Thanksgiving.
milk. Oak Farms or whatever the hell it's called.
Let's wrap up some stuff here in hour one. Those are good.
So good.
Not Oak Farms. What's
Oak
that other
Hill?
That's the academy.
Oak.
Mello
one?
played
That's
there.
in Maryland, right?
You talking about the one that was
Oak
beating
Hill's
the cows?
Yeah, you thinking Fairlife?
We don't know if they were doing that.
No, they were
Wow.
killing cows.
That was video. We
No,
saw
they were
it.
just,
No, but
Well-
that could have been a. People are
setup.
saying that was a setup.
Yeah.
they were teaching them a lesson.
Yeah, what'd the cow say, you know? You gotta think about that.
They're whooping my ass.
Might have been a tough morning.
Anyways, that milk is so good.
Oh, it's
So
delicious.
good.
So good.
That can't be happening at the farm.
That was despicable. One of the more despicable things I've ever seen.
I've never loved the taste of milk more till I found that company's milk.
Yeah.
And it was just like, wasn't it? It got 3 weeks in, like 2 weeks in.
Yeah.
This seemingly happens to me often,
You're
right?
just-
That's
Disgraceful.
right.
Huh?
You're disgraceful. You got to tune up the cow before you can enjoy its milk. What's going
I
on?
didn't know that
here?
was happening clearly.
You spit
I
out the
stopped
milk when you
drinking it
saw
when I
a
was
video.
watching the video. I was told my whole life you got to drink milk for calcium, calcium, calcium. I'm a cereal eater. Always been a cereal eater. I eat the cereal. I dump the milk out. The milk is strictly just there because it is a good flavor to add with the cereal, whatever cereal
Oh,
I'm having
milk
that
is
day.
so good.
CTC. Oh,
Oh, come on.
Ah.
Come on.
I can't do it anymore because I'm an adult trying not to get fat. But I'll rock with the Chex right now. It's a little bit
Sure.
of life.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I'll
check.
fuck with some Honey Nut Cheerios too. I used to as a child. I'll dabble back in there.
Cocoa?
Every once in a while, if I'm feeling a little bit too vitamin, I'll order some Fruity Pebbles.
What?
Cocoa Puffs have changed their recipe certainly.
Yep.
Reese's Puffs?
but never drank the milk. They always Reese's Puffs are.
Pretty good.
I like Reese's.
Cookie Crisp?
Oh, Cookie Crisp.
This guy also hates cereal.
I hate cereal. All of it.
Yo, well, I think you're naming ones that are kind of like hit or miss. Like the Cookie Crisp gets stale.
Yes.
Cookie Crisp, because it's a lot, gets stale.
Never had it. Just looked good.
Oh, see, you're just looking at cookies.
I love Captain
Yeah.
Crunch.
Yeah, Captain Crunch was delicious. Used to cut my thing
yeah.
a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch is king
Yes.
Okay.
in the cereal. game.
Cereal
Through the
world.
Michael Jordan.
Wait, was Fairlife that video where they were nursing the cows and then the mean guy came and said, "I'll take it from here, nurse"? Started beating the fuck out of him.
Oh,
No, you're talking with a bedpan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
That was Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he was dressed up
Okay.
the
like
mean
a
guy.
nurse.
As a doctor.
Price check on a jackass.
We've been watching Attitude Era
Oh, yeah.
clips in the think tank over there before the program.
It's good.
Still hit.
It's unbelievable.
Every episode from Raw from 1998. Oh, boy. Can't get enough.
Summer of Slam. McGuire Sosa.
Yeah.
I was 11. I was 11 then. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's breadbasket time
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
to watch.
Prime developmental.
And that's why, still to this day, love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Stone Cold Steve Austin in that hospital room with a bedpan.
Oh, my God.
That sound
Yeah.
boom off of his Vince McMahon, who's back, I guess.
Yeah.
What What a wild world going on right now. Speaking of, anyways, I had to stop drinking that milk.
Yeah.
It was so good. And then it turned out that was maybe a setup.
Yeah, it could have been.
This was also a setup.
Yeah, it was.
Vince McMahon was trying to get a procedure done. Steve Austin found scrubs and a fake badge, got into the room.
Somehow.
Gained authority and senior leadership ability to kick other people out of the room. So it's just him and the patient. And yeah, he hit Vince right in the head with his bedpan. They said there was 3 shits in that bedpan that went swinging off of Vince's head.
Right.
Unbelievable Steve was able to accomplish that.
Hey, I just want to let you know that fucking milk is still delicious.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I had to stop drinking it for a while, so I just stopped drinking the calcium. I had nothing. We just go back to shitty-ass milk, I guess. And then there's a story coming out that was potentially a setup and all that shit. Like, that wasn't,
Fairlight's back.
Yeah, well, I think so, yeah. It's really good. I hope so. It's the best milk.
It is delicious.
Yeah, it's very good.
But that video was alarming.
It was.
Truly.
That's fucking walking around with boxing gloves.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we doing?
Hey, buddy, put him down.
What are we doing?
I don't even know.
He
unfair
He
fight.
told the cow to put up his dukes. The cow said, "I got no fucking dukes." Like,
the amount of Stone Cold Steve Austin bits that were just running through my head right there because of, I mean, that picture that Zeke just put up right here with Vince McMahon's legs straight up in the air like a turkey. And his body, and a bedpan hitting him in the square in the forehead. What a time in history. That'd be tough to explain to people that weren't there.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get to a break, dude.
Just like AJ's favorite segment. That guy pulling the casket.
He started punching a cast.
Yep.
Look at the pain on Vince's face.
Yeah, of course, dude.
Excruciating.
Especially in a hospital, you're like so exposed, because guards down.
Yeah, I think you're safe.
the Ravens pulled the old Triple H. I think it was last game. Their mascot Poe tore his ACL, or Kevin Nash, sorry, tore his ACL.
Pop. We don't know if there's sound. Okay, we don't know if there's sound.
Yeah, there's
sound.
You know it's a rivalry game. The mascot Poe injured in the preseason, brought out by Edgar and Allen, the other mascots. Poe breaks to come back for this big game. He got injured. He seriously was injured.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And they lost.
Yeah, they did. And baby Kenny!
What a win by the Steelers.
Oh, so fake Poe was here.
Yeah, Edgar Allen they brought in.
Yeah.
Which there's actually a movie that just came out today about that guy.
The Raven?
The
Edgar Allan Poe.
The mascot?
What they're named after, yeah.
What's Edgar Allan Poe, a writer?
Yeah, crazy poet. Nut job.
So he just did drugs, or he's actually crazy?
Nevermore,
A
nevermore.
little bit of both.
Quotes the Raven.
See?
Nevermore.
Yeah, it looks like a good movie.
The Raven, also a good wrestler back in the day.
Yeah, hell of a DDT.
Man, he did.
He did. And those cut off George and
Ravens
those boots.
flock.
Yeah.
Kidman.
Yeah, he'd sit in the corner all disgusted.
Yep, unbelievable tilts with fucking Perry Saturn, getting in the rings of Saturn.
Is that his rival?
I thought about doing like a sit on the turnbuckle while waiting for the other person to come in if I ever became a professional wrestler because of the Raven move of sitting in the corner. Turns out I always get introduced second. You know why. Let's get to a break.
Bury the lead.
I think it's because they don't want me to look uncomfortable in the ring while somebody else is being introduced. Yeah,
Oh,
it was
my
so
God.
cool. It was so cool. This is him waiting on somebody to come.
Bender from
Fight him.
Breakfast Club?
What about Raven?
Holy shit.
Kurt, is it true? It's damn true. Taz, he's currently with AEW, right? Still doing it?
I think so.
Really?
Oh, looks like that was in
How's Gulak doing?
Look at that Plex jersey fucking back there, yeah.
Yeah, it is in Pittsburgh, apparently.
Wow.
Shout out Plex.
Look at this camera fucking back in the day.
Yeah, that guy's a mark.
What do you not see in anybody's hands?
What's he
Yeah.
with the phone? Wow.
Crazy.
Just
People
living.
enjoying
Hey,
the
just
moment.
living.
Just
Button
living.
down to a wrestling show? Come on.
Yeah, well, like I said, front row, He's there because...
I think his name was
Is that Gumpy? Raven,
I think
maybe?
it was Raven.
Looks like Gumpy's there behind the guy with the chain.
Bad news on Gump.
What happened?
Yeah.
Never.
We just won't talk about it.
Oh, no.
We are going to continue to put positive vibes up.
We'll try.
Love you, Gump.
Love you,
Stay
Gump.
strong,
Miss you,
Gump.
Gump.
Let's take a break and then let's have a birthday celebration on the other side.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Feel Good Friday, January 6, 2023, hour 2 on the other side. Take 5!
What an honor.
What a dream. Being a part of game day was a joke. Being on the field for this is a joke. We continue to live the dumbest life of all time. What a time to be alive. Let's enjoy the hell out of this weekend in 2023 as well. We are live from an empty Mercedes-Benz Stadium. All the off-season workouts, all the sickness, all the puking, all the commitment, all the dedication. We got 4 teams left, Coach. What's the vibe of that locker room getting ready for this game?
We're going to swing as hard as we can in this game, and CJ's our leader, and he's going to lead the way.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we're going to try to make the most dumb television on earth this evening live from this field right here in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Darius Butler, 9-year NFL vet, played at UConn. That team stinks, but they're coming back. Stanford State here. And this man right here wearing a Wolf t-shirt underneath a sport coat. He works for me full time. But what are you excited about this evening, Connor?
I mean, Pat, like you said, I have the IQ of a goldfish, so I'm not really taking all of this in strictly because there's so much. The moment is huge.
You know where you make your money, and this college level is the red area. Georgia #1, 120 is where Ohio State is ranked, which is nuts.
Max Duggan is a dog.
Let Duggan cook.
Connor,
good job there.
How are you boys?
Kirk, we say dumb stuff on the internet every day.
You guys be out there, Coach.
See if he can cover him.
In the boots.
Clear on your guys.
Connor, you're on ESPN.
How about it?
How about it?
Didn't say fuck, didn't say shit. I was close, but I didn't do it.
That's a win. That's a win.
That's fun. It's electric. Look at this, man. Look at this.
Hey, Coach, I don't know if you headbutted one of your guys or not, but
Cut yourself shape.
you are awesome.
I got a 6-year-old son, man. I mean, it's
They're going to have to rely upon those dogs. Cade Stover, the tight end for Ohio State.
Yeah, number 8.
He's like 4th generation farmer. Sponsored by John Deere.
Yeah.
Okay, and they don't just put that deer on anybody.
Hey.
Yes. There's going to be billionaires barking. Okay, there's going to be billionaires barking. Grown folks in khakis barking in unison. Wow.
So much for learning. That's got to become a thing next year. No, I'm serious. This goes dumb. Can't do that.
Yeah, that was great.
You all right? You all right? You all right? Help him up. Help him up.
Spill anything?
Nope. You spilled your phone.
Could have been worse. Could have been much worse.
The college football playoffs are about to kick off in Phoenix, Arizona. My name is Peyton Manning. That's an Ohio fucking wet dream, not just a dream. Did you see A.Q. Shipley stacked on top of Cube, on top of Cole?
I feel a shot coming. Sound like Taylor. Oh, I told you! I gotta go.
To the bathroom? Let's go, baby. Wait a minute. Congratulations. And the encore this evening is the reigning, defending, undisputed national champions in a home bout against the Ohio State Buckeyes. I'm joined by Darius J. Butler. Then we have the face of Ohio State, J.J. Hawk. Boston Connor, Kai Schmidt, and A.J. drove down here in a Sprinter van. His son puked twice on the way down here, broke an iPad, had the windows bashed in this morning. Just on the streets of Atlanta here. If Ohio State loses, would you jot this down as the worst trip of all time for you and your
We
family?
love adversity, Pat. We love adversity in Ohio. In the end zone, Marvin! Oh, Marvin!
It is so loud.
You can't hear a thing.
Marvin Harrison Jr. ran how many routes, Connor?
I think he had a post, then he had a corner, then he had another post in the end zone.
Tough to guard.
Hey,
Might see everything.
This guy is all about ball. He is all business.
All ball, all the time.
Tunnel screen. And it goes right up the middle. Tunnel screen right there.
Looks like he's about 7'9", 550. He looks 2 feet bigger than everyone else out there.
D-Butt, look at this dog. Look at this dog.
Look at him. Oh, look at him. One-on-one over there. Oh!
Grab that thing.
Touch the ball, touch the ball, touch the ball, touch the ball.
We'll throw it back to the ref. Give that.
Throw that thing, sling that thing. Hey, good by his ball.
Actually, let me punch it.
What a run. Again.
They're going to
Are we live right now? And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Fours up, put your fours up. Oh, it's coming right to me. Short. That's short.
Any thought of like a fake punt direct snap here, Pat?
That would be awesome. There it is. There it is.
They call timeout. What happened?
The timeout on the fake punt in the fourth quarter is being described by a lot of people as maybe the greatest timeout in the history of college football.
You know, we've had 2 punts faked on us this year. We are very aware and know that people are going to try to steal possessions.
Connor, what quarter is it?
I believe, Pat, if I check my left hand, it is the fourth quarter.
Snap down, hold good. Kick is.
Looks good. Get it, catch it. Yeah.
Well, I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge your great catch under the goalpost. I want you to know when I saw you make that, I thought for a second, is he going to return it? I had envisions of kick 6 when you caught that ball, so don't do that to us anymore. But
Jackson takes a shot to the corner. Touchdown! And if you didn't know who we were before our show, yes, every day it is somehow this. Wow, that's stupid. What a game. Let's put on a great performance. It was a good time, man. From all of us to all of you, Happy New Year. Enjoy the hell out of your evening.
Hey,
What?
let's go! This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. AJ, never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Boston
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the FanDuel Thunderdome. On this Feel Good Friday, January 6, 2023, Hour 2 starts now. Football has created some legends.
Right.
Football has created moments. Football has created history. Football has created records all over the place.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
And this January 6th, although some people automatically think of one thing that happened in our nation's capital, this January 6th, we got to make sure we think about the one thing that the NFL created that will never be able to be replicated again.
No chance.
And it's not the toxic table at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. No. It's not one half of the Hammer Dahn Cowboys, Tone Diggs. No. It is a man who is a college football national champion.
Whoa.
A Super Bowl champion.
Oh.
A Ryder Cup champion.
Wow.
Damn.
An NBA pundit to the highest degree.
That's legit.
An NBA community or a video game community shit stirrer.
Oh, yeah.
Father of 10, COVID survivor 4 times.
Yep.
Today's his birthday. Ladies and gentlemen, happy birthday to AJ Hawk.
Yeah! Oh!
Happy birthday, AJ.
Happy birthday, AJ. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I don't want to be around the bush, okay? We put something together for this beautiful day for you, and I think there's no other words that need to be said other than this. Go ahead and run this thing, Foxy. We'll see you on the other side of this, AJ. You're the man.
Oh, no. The camera off of me.
How you doing, AJ? Huh?
What a day today is. January 6th. A day that created a lot of things in our country's history, obviously. But the one thing that's most important is
Doing preacher
the
curls?
man who created this room that I'm in here. You see? This is the Hawk House.
Yeah.
Was born on this day.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers was born on this day. The all-time leading rookie tackler for the Green Bay Packers was born on this day. The most toxic human on earth was born on this day. Ladies and gentlemen, happy birthday, AJ Hawk.
AJ, it's been awesome getting very close to you. Very, very close to you. Happy birthday.
I wanna thank you. Thank you for being a friend. Happy birthday, AJ. Love you, dude.
Happy birthday to a tremendous friend, an outstanding father and husband.
Those stupid hands.
An absolute beautiful role model for
Let's
all
talk
of us to
about
look
you.
up to.
Come on.
Happy birthday,
Thank
AJ
you, Nick.
Hawk.
To the best man, father, and person I know. Happy birthday, AJ. Love you, pal. We'll always love you.
Happy birthday, AJ. Thanks for everything. You've changed my life with the Hawk House. I love you.
Happy birthday, AJ! Per your request for your invite to your birthday, I am back down here in D.C. like you told everyone to be 2 years ago.
AJ. Happy birthday, brother. Enjoy the day, my friend.
Oh, hey, AJ. You're a great guy, man. Keep doing you. And, oh, yeah, happy birthday, dude.
Hey, AJ. Thanks for being such an inspiring father. Happy birthday.
Wow. Thank you.
All the way up
AJ
and
Hawk, 39 years old. Happy birthday, AJ.
Happy birthday, AJ.
Yes.
You're the man. OH.
IOZ.
Hell yeah!
Thank you. It's awesome. Thank you.
We thought the best gift would be forcing you to be seen while watching that
Yeah,
entire.
you don't need to put the old one shot on me during the video.
That was part of the gift.
Nope, had to.
That was part of the gift.
So we
you
can
know,
see
we just
you
want.
remember it.
Yeah, we want to make sure you watched it. You know, because sometimes those types of things just kind of get sent and thumbs up or loved, and then not really. We wanted to make sure you watched it, and watching you receive love from people was certainly a gift to all of us on your birthday too. So thank you for that, AJ.
Thank you, AJ.
Happy birthday, man. We meant that more, and if we would have been, once again, a little bit more forward-thinking, we would have had many more people in that.
Yep.
11:28, that idea came together. We go
That's right.
live, 11:57, obviously, Eastern Standard Time. So, but we did want to let you know that we all thought about you. Everybody took their private moment to gather their thoughts, and you're the best, dude. We do appreciate you. Hope you have an incredible birthday, pal.
Thank you, AJ.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the show and everything. For real. For shoot, as you say. I love doing this every single day. So, yeah, appreciate you guys.
And that's a shoot.
Brother.
Yeah. Which means I'm serious, right?
Not a work, which means
Not a mark.
Don't
A work would be a program I was setting up.
bingo.
Don't work yourself into a shoot.
For the mark.
Brother.
There we go.
All right, let's talk about some real stuff on this birthday. Are you going back to D.C. like you were 2 years ago, or like is Tone? What happened there with Tone?
Yeah, you guys
That's what
flying out?
the invite said, to meet him again.
I have never been to the Capitol. Never been to the Capitol, guys. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh,
Allegedly.
that was a birthday party.
Don't worry, they already
Wait,
did
your
those
entire
cases.
life you've never been to D.C.?
Hey, your birthday
maybe.
being on January 6th, though.
All
Yes.
time. Unbelievable. He's been to
I hear Lou
DC.
Holtz's
They won the
birthday
Super
as
Bowl.
well, too.
Well, Lou, I mean, he might. Well, we learned here the last 24 hours, he might have potentially been down there motivating the boys.
That's right. Yeah, did you not go to D.C. when you guys won the Super Bowl? Like,
Yeah, you didn't get me as
we
president.
went to D.C., for national championship and the Super Bowl. We didn't go around D.C. We just went to the White House. That's it.
So whenever you go to the White House, because that's on the line Monday night, who will etch their names in history? Who will win the national championship at SoFi Stadium in beautiful Los Angeles, California? Georgia Bulldogs looking to repeat. The TCU Horned Frogs looking to be a story that nobody could have expected. We'll be broadcasting it live on ESPN2. AJ, whenever you go to the White House, which is on the line on Monday night, how's it go? It always looks, we always see the photo. We never really see the entire behind us. Traveling to it sucks. What's the travel like from airport to White House? What's the security check-in process? What is the, like, all the logistics around it that we don't get to see? Like, because you've obviously done it as a college national champion and as a Super Bowl champion. Obviously, winners win. You got to do what you got to do. But is it a whole deal? I assume it is.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be all like, you got to make sure you're. I guess before we left, you got to have all your stuff, your ID and everything, that they check everything out. But then you have to make sure you bring your ID. I do remember Desmond Bishop, great linebacker I played with. didn't have his license or his ID on the day of, so he actually had to stay on the bus while we were all in the White House for like 6 hours.
What?
But he ended up, though, it turned out better for him. He ended up getting to see Obama one-on-one like a year later, and Obama heard about it.
Don't sleep on Barry O.
Okay, so Barry O said, hey, heard you misplaced your license and credit card. We've all had one of those nights. Hey-o. Especially after winning the Super Bowl, you got to do what you got to do. How do you even get there? You guys just let him on a plane, whatever he wants to do?
Who?
This guy.
Desmond Bishop.
You would have to fly, right? He didn't have his...
Yeah, but you didn't have to show your ID to get on your plane for the Colts, did you?
No, you're right. We did, though, on the way out, way home.
Yeah, way home you would. Yeah, we got there and everyone, I think he thought he had it. Then we were getting off the bus. He's like, oh, no. And he starts scrambling and then bam.
Jeez.
Think about what's going through his head, isolated in the bus.
What have I done?
You got to be kidding me.
Didn't have FaceTime then, right? We did not have FaceTime.
No.
Photo of the team with the president.
Could he see anything, or was it like locked down in between like big shrubs, big trees?
Oh, no. The bus was, there's nothing to see from the bus.
Where did you get dropped off at? In the back, underneath? Is there any secret shit that you got to see that we don't know about the White House?
You get dropped off on some like side type deal where you go through the metal detectors, all that stuff. And then we stood around and waited for a good chunk of time because the president is busy, as we know. And so when he was ready, he came and he was very funny and talked and did everything. I just sat there and I think I've told you, I just bugged the Secret Service guys with questions the whole time. It's great.
Not very secretive, huh? I seen what was one of those deputy of the ones who meet with the president every morning.
Cabinet members?
No.
Director of security.
Admiral.
Chief of Staff or something?
Chief of Staff, there it is. Admiral Chief of Staff came and spoke to us, and he had his Secret Service all around the hotel. He spoke to us the night before a game, and then he had dinner with us afterwards, like our snack after the team meeting, and not everybody stays down there. So I ended up sitting at a table with this Chief of Staff. I think Dwayne Allen was there. And in the room, pretty empty. There was a couple other Colts people, but mostly everybody had already gone up to bed. I was going to go up to bed. Chief of Staff was eating, though. Didn't want him just to eat by himself like a fucking loser. So, And also, how often you get to sit next to a Chief of Staff and just
bingo
pepper questions?
Not very often.
So, boom. His security, though, his Secret Service was around, and obvious. You could see him. The way they were dressed, though, it's like, they were ready to be in public if they had to be. What an impressive group of humans they are, huh?
I mean, think about it. Their job. When do they ever, hopefully they never really have to do anything or handle anything crazy, but they have to make sure they're a week early if the president's coming in, everything's secured. It's massive undertaking, I feel like, for the president to go anywhere, do anything.
How does the president ever remain a normal human being?
They
Can't
don't.
be, right?
It's impossible.
Nope. How could you?
Can't.
How
right?
could you? Can't even use your own phone. Like, you have to use whatever they give you and all that. Like, it would be tough, man. It really would.
Well, you have Secret Service forever after that, right?
What if you grow up in a White House?
Yeah.
What if you're a president's kids? How tough would that be? If you're the president's kids, how do you ever live a normal life?
First Kid is a great movie. Yeah. Real life, though, it happened, I believe, with the Obama family, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
8 years in very critical development years.
Yeah.
In full security, basically, lockdown all life.
One of them went to college, right? While he was still president, she had Secret Service with her while she was at NYU.
Real easy to be just a normal human. You got Secret Service.
Yeah. Well, and then I think she either got caught smoking weed or something like that, and they made it the biggest deal ever. While she was in college, it was well, she's trying to be normal and she can't be.
Can't even do it. Nonetheless, heavy is the head, but the whole family's got to deal with it. Who do you think early read? TCU has a team, I think it's big enough to compete with this Georgia squad. I think they're big enough.
TCU can run as well. They can run, too.
I think they're big.
Talk to people.
I think body-wise, AJ, I think they have the bodies. Thing. Yes.
It's a big thing when you're facing a team like Georgia that has not only their starters, they have backups and third stringers. I feel like that they can rotate in, especially that D-line, to really, really give you fits all night long. But, yeah, TCU, a lot of people didn't give them a chance against Michigan, did they?
No, obviously. Michigan was supposed to win that one. The line I thought was low. I'm like, damn, I thought Michigan was just going to do their thing. I bought into what everybody else was saying. But I keep going back to my first analysis of the TCU team when I saw them. Actual reaction. Holy shit. These dudes are big. Mm-hmm. And I think people think that's poor analysis or lazy analysis. It's in a sport of football, which is physically tasking and demanding, having a heavyweight team and you're playing against teams that aren't heavyweight teams is an advantage at certain positions. Their offensive line fucking big. Big boys. D-line, big dudes. Max Duggan, big fucking dude. Quentin Johnson, wide receiver, big fucking dude. I mean, their team is big. That's good to have. Quentin Johnson is a solidified number 1 wide receiver, I think, in the NFL next year. Like everybody's saying he's the first one going, and if he's able to do anything that any of these other young guys coming out of the college ranks that have had success in college have been able to adapt quickly into the NFL because they've been running routes for fun and for content since high school, basically. So their routes are better, and their contested catches, getting moused used to be something that would happen in games. It's happening every fucking day in 7-on-7 and 1-on-1s that are taking place in Florida, California, anywhere. Every single day, getting moused is happening. Those are contested catches. That's what that is. Guys are working it hundreds of times a week now, as opposed to back in the day whenever it was just practice or how you could do it. I think TCU has a team that could do it. Yeah. Honestly, now. Max Duggan, I don't know how he's 21 years old. I think out of Iowa.
Yeah. He's a stud. I like him a lot.
25-year-old Stetson, though, who's been there, done that, and when he needed a drive, fucking delivered. It's like, I think that's a massive advantage to be able to have the experience there. But TCU had no experience last week. 5 of their players had bowl experience. 5 of them. And they win a fucking college football playoff with AQ Shipley, Cole Kublik, Taylor Lewan, and RG3 on the sidelines. I don't know. What do you like? Does that hurt them? You think that experience going to the national championship because now they know how big it is, or do you think they still run on that like we're supposed to be here, who cares type thing? Because it seems like they didn't flinch. They didn't flinch at all in the moment.
I think that the experience from that game against Michigan is huge for TCU as far as confidence and getting them experience a big time game, big loud. We know it's a do or die game here. We win and we go home. I think that definitely helps, but I think sometimes it's great to be naive and not understand the stage you are on. Like, hey, we're just playing football out here, man. I know largely for my whole college career, I never thought once about the magnitude of a game.
Yeah, and obviously we played vastly different positions, but playing in the Super Bowl my rookie year, supposed to be here.
Probably good. Yeah, exactly. Same thing I did. We won the national championship my freshman year at the 50-yard line with my buddies. Like, this is great. Let's do this the next 3 years.
Bingo. That's my exact quote in the locker room whenever I got back in the most miserable locker room of all time. Boys, we win it next year. Okay, this is just – I'm trying to be like the optimistic one. Like I'm a leader, which I'm not. I'm a rookie fucking punter on the team. But I'm like, let's not – why are we so gloom? I don't like the gloom and doomy here. There's another one coming around next year, right? Here we go. You don't get it, dude. Just sit down. Right now is not the time.
And then if you actually think about, wow, look at all the things that had to go our way just for us to get here and all the things that we did and how it could have been taken away easily at any moment, really.
Yeah, that's why, like, Georgia making it back, so impressive. So fucking impressive. No matter how you slice it or dice it, or they said, we had like 2 hard games all season or whatever. It's like, is that their fault? No. Nope. And in Ohio State, they had obviously a battle. Ohio State showed up. People were saying Bryce Young is the number 1 overall guaranteed. I did not know that. Wow. I've not seen Bryce Young live.
I thought CJ showed a lot of people a lot of things that they wanted to possibly be that number 1 pick.
I was on a call with somebody yesterday who knows, has pretty inside information, and they were talking about 3 different players or whatever, and CJ Stroud was not one of them. And they were talking about these 3 players as if they were going to be the number 1 pick, and there was 2 quarterbacks in there, and then Will Anderson or whatever. And I was like, love Will Anderson out of that group or whatever. And they were like, well, what about the quarterback position? I was like, I haven't seen Bryce Young play. And they're calling him like Steph Curry with a football. They're saying like he is game changer, electrifying. I haven't seen him live, so I apologize for that. And I haven't watched enough film, I guess. And he has made plays and plays for Alabama. He's a fucking guy, obviously. Seeing C.J. Stroud live, that's
unreal.
Good. That's an NFL guy. Like as I'm watching him, and I have been very lucky to be on the sideline of a lot of NFL games. A lot of NFL situations, not as many as other people, but I've been there. And just, you can normally eyes on somebody, see all you really need to see. CJ looked like an NFL guy, I thought, against Georgia's fucking defense, which is Georgia's defense. I was surprised that this person who definitely knows, like, Bryce Young's going to be the number 1 overall guy. I'm like, that, not me. If I'm number 1 overall pick.
A lot changes, though, from here. You know how, like, Malik Willis was rumored, like, at times he was going to be the number 1 pick. That was not now.
That was
right before the draft.
Remember, if we go back last year, what was being said, like right now, valid. Then there's all the shit, and then the draft happens. Remember?
Yeah, I guess it's just, you never know. With all the garbage and misinformation and smoke screens thrown out there, you never really know, I guess, from now until the draft, like what you can believe.
Connor said, Bring Stetson Bennett to the fucking Indianapolis Colts after
Absolutely.
watching him live.
Do it right
he's
now.
awesome. He's awesome to watch
is.
live as well.
He's incredibly accurate. Like the one thing that you know that won't change drastically between college and NFL is accuracy, right? And Stetson puts the ball.
You can't really coach accuracy.
Yeah, you can't coach it. Like you just have it or you don't. Stetson has that, and obviously he's played in massive, massive games, so he knows how that big moment feels. But when you're just looking at the Natty, has any team? No team has won it back-to-back years yet.
2011, 2012 was the last time Bama, but not in
Before
the college football playoff.
Yeah, so no one's ever won it back-to-back, so that's got to help TCU.
Yeah, because 14 is when the college football playoff came in.
Bingo.
So
Ohio
State won it. They're the lowest ranked team in the history of college football playoff rankings to go on and win the Natty. What's TCU's first? What were they ranked?
Unranked. They were 200 to 1 before the year.
Yeah.
Max Duggan wasn't starting for part of the year, right?
No. It's the beginning of the year, and then
Yeah.
but he had started for 2 years, 3 years, or whatever it was before. New head coach comes in, benches the starter, puts in his guy. Max Duggan, Iowa kid, doesn't blink. Nah, whatever.
Yeah, who cares?
I'll just keep working. And then he starts Davey O'Brien Award winner, Johnny Unitas Award winner. Absolute stallion. That Georgia team, though, you know how I said TCU's big? They look like a professional fucking football team.
Yeah, they do.
AJ?
And Stetson Bennett, like, they don't get pressure on him. I think he's been sacked 9 times all year. Like, that's
he can
unheard
move.
of.
There's a lot of pockets that he's sitting in.
Uh-huh.
And he was
Very good, very athletic and quick and move, like, manipulate the pocket, as you hear people say. Like, he's good at buying time, too.
Yes, I wonder how high Stetson will climb in the draft conversation during the combine.
tall is he?
Second,
How tall is he?
5'11", I think. To your
So
point,
that's the only reason, though?
Yeah, but Bryce Young, I think.
Yeah.
I think Bryce Young is under.
It's weird what makes some guys like great prospects and others not. Like it's
Will Levis is being talked about because he is the body type of a quarterback, like 6'4", 6'5", or whatever.
Josh
too.
Allen. That's what
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
looking.
everybody's of
course.
I don't love that we do this, but it does make comparisons a lot easier. Like, yeah, this guy is a Josh Allen like, and it's strictly because of how his body looks.
Yeah.
If he is Josh Allen like, that means he's going to have like an absurd work ethic because he's a fucking like actual cowboy, and he's going to grow from year 1 to year 2, year 2, year 3, year 3 to year 4 to become the guy from being a bust. Like, I think just body wise, we should talk. This is a Josh Allen body like guy because everything Josh Allen is obviously his body, but it's also
exactly
his competitive fire, like his grit, his competitive nature, his
team
ability to affect his teammates in a positive way, like all of that's huge.
Yeah, Mac Jones was what, Tom Brady light or something.
Yeah,
Is that
exactly.
what they're saying, and it's like that's pretty disrespectful. I get what you're saying.
Incredibly.
He's a white that doesn't move, and he's smart,
accurate,
and he's he has a bad
funny.
photo, shirtless. Like, we get what you're saying, but like, let's not just be throwing around somebody's like Tom Brady, because what Tom Brady does in here, not many others in the history of Earth have done. So we need to change the way we talk about draft prospects going forward. So Stetson Bennett is a Brandon Whedon age like.
Yeah, he is.
Sure. He's a Brandon Whedon age like, Drew Brees body like,
There it is.
and accuracy like.
Mac Jones.
You could maybe say Drew Brees as well.
Sure.
Stetson moves much more than Drew ever did, though.
Yeah.
He's got a good base. Like Jalen
Solid.
Carter didn't do much in that playoff game. They're talking about him being the guy coming out. 88,
Top 5, yeah.
top 5 pick. He's big.
Hard to imagine interior G linemen.
What's that?
I feel like interior G linemen are kind of like running backs. They don't take them that high anymore. I mean,
Because they don't feel like they can be, if they can't be 3 or 4 down players, they feel like they don't want to take them.
Look at Jordan Davis. We thought he'd be a top 10 pick. He went, what, 14?
I thought you said Gene lineman. Did
Oh, it's interior D lineman.
Oh,
my
geez.
bad.
No, that's on me. I was trying to figure out what you said. Jalen wearing number 88 was fascinating.
Yeah, it was.
Good number.
Tight end number.
It's hard to figure out any of the numbers with the double, triple numbers on different guys. There's a starter on offense wearing this number and a starter on defense wearing the same number, and special teamer might have it too. Like, what are we doing?
We figured it out this game. We figured out how we're going to know people's numbers.
How's that?
Zeddy and I made a card, didn't we, Zeddy?
Hell yeah, we did.
A little bit of work from Dirty. Put it all together. What do you got? I think a card where we're going to be able to read people's names.
Now we're talking.
That's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Yeah, Herb Street had a great card, but there are about 250 names on it, maybe.
He's so talented. That fucking.
Well, those are
guy.
set up good so you can see the exact positions and where they are. But those are hard when we're on the sideline. You're up in a booth, you can set that in front of you. That's when you can use those
bingo.
boards.
Yeah, we created a card. You know, we might be on the sideline more in the future.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if that's true. That's all negotiation.
Yeah, but still.
We would potentially think about loving to do more of these because it is a blast.
It's a lot of fun.
It is a great time to be down in there. AJ, I can't wait for you to experience one that you don't have like emotional ties to, so you don't get heartbroken in the middle of it.
Yeah, that was a bummer.
You know what I mean? Because you're
not in the middle of it. I mean, at the very end.
It's your birthday today, but like you're in a good vibes, you know, because it's your birthday. You wake up, good vibes.
Yeah.
As the clock struck midnight.
Oh my God.
On the year 2023,
That
it was tough. It was tough to be around you.
I forgot it was New Year's. I legit did. It was the game ended right after the ball drop.
The kick, I guess, was actually kicked it in 2022, missed it in 2023.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't think there was a chance that ball was going in.
No, not even for a second.
With where we were standing, AJ, that ball goes in.
Oh boy.
We're catching that ball probably.
Yeah. Yep.
And we're in the shot forever.
Yeah.
And we should think about
You could
that.
do whatever you want. You could have caught that and ran anywhere. You could have ran straight down. You could do whatever you want because they would have. Yeah. It would have been
Go sprint over Ryan Day.
Yeah.
You did lay an egg. You did lay an egg. You didn't get exposed against Michigan. You laid an egg just like I asked you. Remember you got like all pissed off and you probably hold it against me?
Come on, you remember.
I was just asking a question. You did it. You did. That was great.
He's a jolly fellow.
This is the ball that went through the uprights. I'm not going to give it to you. I'm going to keep this
one.
But congratulations. Could have that whole conversation.
Yeah. Tabittle would have been going crazy right behind us.
And we shall say that it does appear as if Ohio State did lay an egg against Michigan.
Yeah.
Because that game
Late in that game. Because it got a blowout. They quit. They were not tough. It was a bad look for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Georgia, complete opposite team, I think. Right, AJ? That's how does all of Ohio feel that way or no?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like people feel like they looked like a different team against Georgia.
They redeemed. I don't. It sounds crazy because they had to make it to the college football playoff to fucking do this.
Yeah.
But the sense is, as we were watching that game, it was like, well, Ryan Day and this Buckeyes team redeemed themselves to the Ohio fucks that are certainly pissed that they lost to Michigan at home in the way that they lost at home. I think they did, right, with the way they played. Is that how Ohio feels?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's no moral victories. The standard is very high. But, yeah, people definitely feel better about losing that one, I guess, than if you would have got blasted 42-7 or something.
Yeah, because they can say Ryan's got. They're in the right direction. At least they're playing the right style.
One play here or there, we got that.
Well, and I imagine most people would say that, hey, if Marvin Harrison Jr. doesn't go out in the third quarter or whatever, like they win by 10 points.
How's anybody going to stop him next year?
They won't.
Good luck.
Yeah. They won't.
Because now they have a full season, Ryan Day and the offensive staff. They have a full season of Marvin Harrison being the guy. Because
New quarterback, though.
Yeah,
got to work in a new quarterback.
Yeah, but new system you can put in then.
Yeah.
New quarterback, you put in a new system.
And the quarterback's going to be a 5-star guy,
And this is all you got to do, okay? We just got to get a little bit of protection, and then you just need to leave the pocket.
Yep.
And then Marvin Harrison's just going to get open, and then we're going to throw it to Marvin Harrison. Then we're going to run a little bit so we can play action for you every once in a while. But then the next play, we're just going to roll the other direction. And you just need to extend the play.
Yep.
And then Marvin Harrison will be in a direction. You just fucking throw it that way. We're going to be good for 11 of our games. Whenever we get to college football playoff, we're going to have to do a little bit more scheming. We're going to figure it out. That could work. Who fucking can stop that guy for 4 quarters? You can't.
Yeah, nobody, especially because Georgia's defense the entire year was unbelievable. But why doesn't Quinn Ewers go back? Yeah, why not? Go play with Marvin Harrison.
Can you? Can you transfer as many? Yeah, you could. Could he come back?
I don't see why he wouldn't.
Sounds like you want to recruit him. That'd be a nice birthday gift?
He's doing great in Texas, isn't he?
Well, for now, but
Arch Manning's coming to town. Hudson Card traded out
left
transferred
Texas.
out of there.
Yep.
Big news in the transfer portal. Hartman, almost a Heisman candidate for Wake this year, transferred to Notre Dame.
Ooh.
That's big for Marcus.
Huge. That was their whole deal, right? Like trying to get elite quarterback.
Get a guy.
And towards the end of the year, the way they were playing, he's got his culture set in. They get a quarterback. Not doing a lot of transfer portal stuff. Let's not build up a whole team. We got a team here. Losing Michael is going to be problematic at the tight end position and a couple other people there. But Marcus seems to have the culture, bringing a quarterback that everybody loves.
I think they have a top 5 recruiting class.
Too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Notre Dame's
Marcus
back.
can recruit.
Notre Dame's back, huh?
I hope so with Marcus. Yeah, absolutely.
We know who else is back. I mean, Clemson with Klubnik is going to be unbelievable.
They're going to be very good. He did that offense was inept, though, in the bowl game with him.
True.
And there's been a couple other occasions where Cade and that Clemson offense looked terrible. Might have to rebuild that offense.
Yeah.
Don't know if they want to do that, though, because I think there's a lot of pride in what that offense is. But numerous quarterbacks look like absolute dog shit in that thing. Is it the quarterback or is it the offense? Who knows? I'll find out. Let's move back to the NFL. Damar Hamlin removed the breathing tube from his mouth this morning, had a FaceTime with his teammates, a Zoom call with the team as a whole. He was flexing in the Zoom call. Ian Rappaport reported on this show. The doctors yesterday didn't want to make any promises, obviously, because he's still in the ICU. But they said best case scenario is getting him back to where he was before this happened, maybe back on an NFL football field. AJ, great news on this Feel Good Friday about where Damar Hamlin is. How do you feel about it?
I mean, unbelievable news. I watched Sean McDermott, I believe, on ESPN, did a Zoom or whatever and was talking to him. And watching him saying how Damar came on and was flexing and everything and seeing him get a little bit emotional. Yeah, it's all. Are you kidding me? Can you imagine being in that room if you're a teammate and he kind of surprised him? It sounded like too. McDermott acted like there was a little bit of a surprise, and all of a sudden, boom, your teammate pops up there and he's talking to you and tells you he loves you. Come on now.
Hey, what a pop! I didn't know that. I didn't hear that it was a surprise. Coach McDermott, obviously, we will continue to keep you updated with Damar's status. Obviously, we still need thoughts and prayers. Vibes are good. Let's remember that. Let's go to the tape here and then click it, and then it's Damar from the hospital bed. What's up, motherfuckers? Yeah. What? Oh, my. That room. Awesome. Oh, my God. Everybody's jumping there, I would assume. You know what I mean?
I mean, come on, yeah.
Full on. That sounds Bills are favored by 7.
Yeah, on the dot, -105.
Against the Patriots this weekend. And I don't want to be the scumbag that just immediately looks to profit off of this whole situation, but I think we should potentially keep an eye on the fact that that just happened in their team meeting.
Shouldn't it be more?
Oh, yeah.
No.
That's what we're saying. Yeah, that is what we are saying right now. Like, that moment in that team meeting is not happening in a lot of places because this moment is not happening. That togetherness, that spirit, that everything, I think probably bodes well for how Buffalo's going to play as a football team this weekend at home against a team that has been their arch nemesis. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, they got the patch. They have the 3 patch on all their jerseys. They actually, I think the entire NFL has Hamlin warm-up shirts as well. And then the 3s on the 30-yard lines are outlined and bolded essentially on every field.
I feel like they're going to – I feel like the Bulls are going to be hunting. Go ahead, Tone.
Patriots at Bills. No one's brought up what game this is.
It's a Bildo game.
Oh, baby.
So,
well, the Bildo Brady.
Never a better time.
No, remember, we were told.
It's Patriots.
It's only one game, Patriots at home.
Yep. Okay, I thought that was.
And although it might not be the entire Bills Mafia, and we don't want to necessarily say every single member of Bills Mafia is bringing a Bildo into the stadium.
Hell yeah. 80%.
We don't know if it's 80. We don't know what the percentage is, but we do know that a percentage of them are keystering, attempting to bring in Bildos because it is the Patriot game at home. This is when these things have occurred in the past. We don't want to be the program that has to discuss this, but this is something that happens.
It'd be a real shame to see one on the field.
And
we don't know if there's still COVID on the Bildos or not. So remember, some sanitizers on Bildos. Any of the players are going to go grab one of those big floppy things and get it out of the way if it's going to be in your route or whatever. Let's be safe out there, but also let's acknowledge reality, and this is the Bildo game.
And if you maybe have a Bildo that has, a suctioned nutsack on it, bring that as well. Throw it near Gabe Davis because he said on this program, if there's one near him, he'll grab it and stick it on the top of his helmet.
I don't know how people are going to keister ones with suction cups on.
That would be amazing.
I see people do it all the time.
Watch him chase guys around with things suctioned to his helmet.
All the time, Tony?
Wait, what?
Who?
What did you say?
I think Tone's maybe voice just still came into a place that he
got a lot of experience. Check out my private browser.
What's your problem?
Lord of the big wet butts.
What did you say
shower
exactly?
move.
He said he's seen a lot of folks keister Bildos with suction cups on them.
They have soaps that are like that.
What? Soap?
I don't think you're allowed to just walk into the stadium with your Bildo. So
for real, how do these it's a real question.
Probably
There's
just
been
gotta-
Bildos on the field. How do they bring them in?
It's rubber. You don't have to, when you walk through a metal detector with a Bildo, you can have it in your pocket and no one's going to.
Do you put it?
You
in
could
the little
easily
tray
walk
if you
into
have
the
to go
Colts
through
game.
the thing?
No. You can just put it like I have this. What is it called? Kangaroo pouch.
Perfect.
They'll
for-
pat you
I
down.
can put
They'll
a
pat you down and
Dildo
feel
pouch.
that.
The marsupials were built
Exactly.
to hide dildos.
That's right.
Going in, you get one of them little pouchy jackets. I guess you can probably stack
Yeah.
3-4 dildos on
Yeah.
that thing.
No problem.
You go ball to tip.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
And what you
you have-
do in that situation too is you put something, in your back pocket that'll trigger it. So then you're taking,
sorry.
Yeah.
oh,
Geez.
yeah, my
Take the
bad.
phone.
Eyes away from the dildos in your,
Sorry,
in your
here's my
tummy.
sweet pocket knife.
You get like a 48 incher.
That's Dufresne, by the
You
way.
can just put that thing around your waist.
Yeah.
Wear
like a belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, strap it on.
Is that a? Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, you could also just be like whenever people are faking tests,
Yeah.
drug tests with the actual
Yeah, you
dong.
could just wear it as. Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa.
Or you can just carry them.
What if you
We
put
can
it
just
right
carry
over
them
your
all in.
shoulder?
You could.
Carry
Put it
them,
right
be
over your
proud.
shoulder. What, you got something to say? I was born this way.
Are you not allowed to bring them
Then
in the stage?
smack a dude with it.
Are we just
you got, what if you got a
assuming
fight and you beat him with a dildo?
Go ahead. Here's yours. Fuck
Hide
it.
it in your
Fight me.
mouth.
What's that, Nick?
I hope
Hide it in your mouth.
Okay.
Oh no.
There's
Swallow
only a
it.
couple people in history.
Yeah, those. It would be tough if they ask you a question.
Anyways, that is potentially taking place this weekend in Buffalo. We have to remember that. That alongside learning of your teammate surviving an experience where we thought he was gone. All of us did. Feels like the Bills are a pretty good bet this weekend.
Yeah, lock it in.
They win. Jets win. Pittsburgh Steelers are in. Jets are playing the Dolphins. Flacco's taking on
Skylar Thompson.
Skylar Thompson. AJ, if you could give us a good 2 to 3 minute report on this game, we would appreciate it. It's your birthday. More mic time, obviously.
Duh.
Need a breakdown of the Jets Dolphins this weekend and what it means for the Pittsburgh Steelers and how do you think it goes, AJ Hawk?
What is Skylar's? Skylar's classic, like great feet, good accuracy,
Gritty.
a lot of grit, very, very competitive, rallies with his teammates. His teammates do seem to love him. I think he and McDaniels have a good relationship as well. So look for big things.
Well, and there's an opportunity and a chance. Birthday boy AJ Hawk is here joining us live from his attic in Ohio. What are you going to do? Fight me, it says underneath there. That is,
Oh, there it is.
That is AJ's answer for pretty much.
I never said that.
Yeah.
I never said that.
Yes, you did.
I never said
I
that.
don't want to fight anybody. You know that.
That's
I'm not
what
fighting
you
anybody.
said, though.
Hey, we're on a plane together, long one coming up here in a couple days. Unless
It's
you
gonna be
just fall asleep immediately, which will probably be the case, I guess, because you have the ability to sleep anywhere while driving, while
Right.
doing anything else that is probably pretty important to stay aware and awake during. You will be able to fall asleep. I'm assuming there's going to be some card games on that plane, at least early in the flight. So get a chance to experience the full Debo AJ Hawk experience again. That's a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it, AJ. Thank you for that.
Where's Evie? Where's my teammate Evie? Hopefully he's going
I'll
to
be ready to go, AJ. I love having you as a partner.
Oh, can't wait to fucking watch you just screw everybody we're playing.
Apples
And
or
we'll still
watermelons.
lose, and we'll still lose. Yeah, exactly.
It's their old code word.
What
We're
an
not allowed to
asshole.
talk during the game.
These guys are
Yeah,
assholes.
you guys talk the whole time.
Who?
Fodder.
You and Con, all you do is talk the whole time.
Not
I'm
to
gonna
each
tell
other.
my teammate.
Dude,
I'm
literally.
not going to tell him great job. Hey, great call on that last
Yeah,
hit,
but you
Evie.
can't be
I
trying
do
to
that.
describe the club.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't be trying to what you tried to do. You're like spork, right? Like a spork. Like, well, get out of here,
we're
bro.
talking shop.
You're obviously cheating right now. Like what your table talk is the most blatant, obvious, and loud. And then whenever we comment on it, you go, "What? I was asking. I was just asking. Do you like spork? I mean, this is a real." Me and Evie are just getting notes. Sorry, we're building chemistry. I want to learn about him and his family. Sorry. Okay, I won't do it anymore. What are your cards? Well, don't show me then. Well, don't fucking. What are we even doing? I'm on a plane.
Ridiculous.
Hey, you can't do that. Wait, you gonna fight me? Is that what you're
What are you
gonna
gonna do?
You guys gonna fight me? Is that what
If
you're
I
gonna
need
do?
to stand up, I like to stand up when I play cards sometimes. And you think I'm doing it to creep on your cards? I don't care. I can know what you have. It doesn't matter.
Brown,
You're not
you
doing
tried to do this. Do you remember trying? I was sitting right here. Every human's sitting down.
Yeah.
Playing cards, obviously.
It's hard because we're angled though. I like to be,
This is what you were doing on the side of my seat. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Michael Scott. Yeah.
Like, you cannot be putting your dick right into my, let alone you're
Bubble.
looking right at my cards. Oh, okay, sorry. Oh, okay, sorry. Trying to stay awake. That's
Great at dealing too. Great dealing the cards.
All the
man.
best. You guys you lose your mind.
How'd that happen?
Somebody,
Everybody
this
just
guy-
let
it
you
doesn't
do
go
this?
exactly how we've always done this. Oh my goodness. There's only one way to do anything. That's
Hey,
how you guys feel.
I don't think it's your fault.
No.
This is okay. Before you finish that, I know it's definitely not going to be a compliment. Whatever you say, it's going to be slander towards me and the Ohio people, my parents, our family, everything. But yeah, you can continue. I know where you're going.
It wasn't going to be your parents either.
Nope.
Ryan was maybe going to catch a stray here. Though.
Yeah.
Ryan Hawk was going to maybe.
Ryan does not like being my partner in euchre. He doesn't like my unconventional ways.
Okay, so Ryan has probably tried to make you stop being a cheating card player, and you.
No, he just can't think outside the box like I can.
Think outside the box, of course. But like Mangold, right? Grew
Yeah.
up in
Right.
Centerville,
Mhm.
same
Tough.
exact high school, same exact year. He's played cards with AJ probably rather regularly for a long time. Him allowing AJ to get to this point where he just thinks he can cheat in every facet of every card game, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Big time.
The general.
Bob Carpenter also.
Sure.
I think they deserve a little bit of. Did you play with them? They play cards?
Yeah, we had a poker table in our college room, in our college house. We would play.
So that is exact. And the alligator you guys had as a pet.
Yep.
So those
Yeah,
are who
Jimmy.
were. Rest in peace to Jimmy.
Miss you, Jimmy.
Jimmy dead.
Gone too soon.
Crocodile.
That dude would have been 18 feet long by now.
Crocodile or alligator?
Alligator. Crocodiles are dangerous.
Alligators a little lazy. As long as you feed them, they're good, right?
Yeah, the dude ate a lot of goldfish. Had a little terrarium. It was amazing, yeah.
Can't be on their back.
Whose was it? Was it Mangolds? They fall asleep right when they're on their back. Is it Mangolds or no? It's when you rub their tummy.
Yeah. You flip them upside down, they go, boom.
You
comatose.
can't paint them either.
No, because
Yeah, they breathe through their skin. You paint them, they'll die.
Oh.
You can't be painted either. Humans breathe through skin
Yeah,
as
I got.
well.
Yeah,
That's
but
something that happens.
I still got my mouth and nose.
Yeah, but I do believe you have to leave a little space in the skin whenever you're painting your
Like
body.
a-
There's
like
been
a-
a super
We should try
fan
that.
that has almost died before.
Really?
Like an armband.
Yeah.
Like the
I don't
first
think-
Tin Man.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
on
just
Wizard
like the
of
barbed
Oz.
wire thing. You got to be able to get the soul. The soul has to be able to get out.
True.
True
Yeah.
with that, with what you just said
Yeah,
there.
that guy died.
Who bought the croc? You? Mango?
We all went together. We all went together to this little. Man, I would love to know if that pet store. The dude had some exotic animals, man. Like you can't go buy alligators at
one of
Jack's
those
Aquarium
with
and Pet. So
You can't?
We all went together. It was all on our own.
Couple exotics.
And then it lived, running an amoeba defense, a couple exotics. Is that when you guys decided to get an alligator? Luke Fickle, who's the linebacker coach, goes, we're going to run some exotics this week. Let's really buy into the exotic defense, the amoeba defense. You guys say, let's go buy an exotic. You guys go get an alligator? Or how do we get to the point of being like, you know what, college house, football team, have a lot going on in our lives, need to bring in an alligator to live with us. How does that happen, you think? What?
I believe we got him after the season, maybe my sophomore year or something, and it was the wintertime, and we were just out and about, maybe at Chipotle or something, when we saw this pet store, we went in. Absolutely, let's do this. And then we got the aquarium, set up the terrarium. You know, I have a background in fish, so I was like, I got the aquarium, guys. I'll set this whole terrarium up. Don't worry about it. And did that, and then I had to call the landlord, too, because it said no pets on our lease, and he was okay with it.
Okay. He was, no, I don't want the cat hair.
Yeah.
I don't want the dog hair.
We said Jimmy will stay in his aquarium. We're not going to get him out of the terrarium, but we lied. We brought him out a good amount of times, especially when we had a lot of people over. But he didn't ruin the house at all.
Jimmy was a party trick? How was he? Did you guys have to tape it?
Ask Bob. Ask General Bob about it. We had to keep Bob away from Jimmy. Yeah.
Why try to wrestle it?
Put his penis.
I mean,
Yeah, I was
yeah.
gonna say, what's Bob doing with
Hold on. So,
Feed him beers, everything about it. Everything.
did you guys tape?
classic?
Did Jimmy poop?
Yeah,
Would he poop on the floor?
No, I mean, if he did, he wouldn't. No, I don't. Not that I know
Do
of.
gators
Couldn't tell.
dump?
Did you have to?
It doesn't look like human turds. No.
Did you have to tape his snot? Is that what had to
No,
happen?
he wasn't that big. You grab him, like here. You see my little thing? Where's my camera? You grab him behind the neck like this.
Gross.
Grab him, and then he wiggles his little head, and he can't bite you.
Jesus.
I
treated
missed
this
it.
thing like shit.
Yeah,
missed
what
Jimmy.
the hell?
How was
He
Jimmy?
was too small to he would draw a little blood, but he was too small to really hurt you. His teeth weren't.
Did he
that-
like you guys? Did he know you guys? He had no heart, right? He has no heart, just like snakes have no heart. And
Right,
people talk
reptile.
about how I'm cuddling with my
don't know.
pet snake. It's like, no, yeah, snake's sizing you up, trying to eat you.
Yeah.
Right now, I believe. There's people that say these snakes have feelings, though.
Yeah,
There's people-
allegedly.
Not a chance. I mean, it sounds like this thing was just waiting for General to come around. Just like, yeah, I just want an ice cold wine again. So good once it hits your lips.
Yeah.
So, like, I have had a pet before, and I was not ready for it or the right person for it, so my parents took it in. What happened with Jimmy? You guys gave it back to the store? Or?
No, never. Myself, Nick Mango, and my buddy Johnny, who I grew up with, we lived together. Johnny took him home during Thanksgiving break, our senior year. Unfortunately, in the transportation process, hour and a half drive, and then you got to have a heat lamp on. You know, it's a reptile, cold-blooded. So something happened, power went out, heat lamp off. Jimmy died at his house. Yeah.
And then everyone got a new pair of boots, or where'd we go from there?
Yeah, well, I mean, we would have liked to use all of them, but Jimmy was not big enough to make boots.
Couple Jimmy belts then, or how did we do it?
We buried him. Buried him. What do you mean?
Let's have a moment of silence for Jimmy, please.
Yeah, we should.
So he drove Jimmy back to hour and a half.
Yeah. Yeah, and then something happened where the heat lamp got shut off.
Yeah, but I'm saying after he died,
sounds awfully suspicious.
Drove him back.
Oh no. My buddy grew up directly across the street from my parents where I grew up. He's buried back there.
So wait, fucking put him in a Coleman cooler on the way back home? What the hell?
No, he had him. He tried to keep everything running in the car. He was fine in the car. He got to the car. It was once he put the terrarium back in the house, something happened with the power outage.
Jimmy,
You had a piranha that lasted what, 2 hours without any water? And
7
hours. So and then Jimmy died in an hour and a half. Do you respect Jimmy, or do you think he's kind of a bitch-made cat for dying?
is this Jimmy or is this?
First off, don't speak ill of Jimmy. You never met him.
I
so
just
no, he's not a
did.
bitch-made
I just
cat.
want to say I was about to have a moment of silence for Jimmy, and you are a little bit disrespectful.
I'm wondering.
Super disrespectful.
You're asking if he's a fucking boot. We're talking about a pet.
Yeah.
What is this? Is this Jimmy here? Is this him?
Honestly, I mean, that has a lot of resemblance to Jimmy. For real.
Yeah, except this one looks like a dog.
Have you thought about getting your kids a Jimmy?
Oh boy, where would I even get one now? I've never come
exotic
across a
stores
store
as
that has
well.
them.
I don't know if they're still
There's
open.
one down on fucking Gold Mile Highway 286 in Merritt Plum.
No way that survived COVID. I know which one you're talking about. No way.
What's the shiny flakes thing on the internet? Just Google like Silk Road or something, and they'll get you one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's like legal. I don't think we should be getting games.
There's no end game. I don't have an end game. Like, I don't want him to grow up and get too big, and then all of a sudden, what do you do?
Axel rides him to school.
Put him in that lake
That's
behind
the
your
end
house.
game. What are you talking about?
Don't you have a lake behind your house?
We have put some fish in the pond. Yeah, that's right.
Can we
We've done that.
just so we can move on?
Sure.
And this is celebration of AJ Hawk. It is his birthday. We just learned in college. Him, Mangold, Bobby. Boys had an alligator named Jimmy that sadly passed away because
Love you, Jimmy.
you know it's not supposed to be a pet to college kids probably, but also
We had him for over 2 years. We took great care of Jimmy.
You guys love Jimmy. Yeah. Jimmy died. Let's have a moment of silence for the alligator named Jimmy that lived in a college house. In
Terrarium.
In a terrarium.
Miss you, Jimmy.
In Columbus, Ohio.
Picture.
I'm sorry.
He cut to the wide shot with the picture.
What is your problem?
Show some fucking respect.
His name being Jimmy
For real,
kills
Con.
me.
Con, this is.
You guys
this
call
is
him James?
uncalled for.
Sorry, I did not expect to laugh. I was going to go for as long as possible, but just kept thinking about being named Jimmy. That is just fucking gold. Holy shit.
I like human names for animals.
Yes,
Always.
I
Imagine
agree.
walking into this party. Okay, you hear you're going to a football party, house
He'd
party.
He'd scamper underneath the couch, and then we have to lift the couch up and try to get him all the time. Man, I miss now. I haven't thought about Jimmy in
Yeah,
a
I
long
miss
time
him
like this.
too.
We had so many good memories of Jimmy.
Classic.
Whose room did he sleep in?
Oh, he was slept in the little poker room in everyone's room. No one.
Oh,
Are you kidding me?
so he's also a part of the problem.
Yeah, that's right.
He's. I don't want. Jimmy brought a lot of good. It sounds like you guys had a lot of great relationships with Jimmy and everything like that. Good. Jimmy also a part of the problem on why he's such a fucking shitbag card player.
Yeah.
That is something we have to remember on this AJ Hawk birthday. We couldn't even have a moment of silence for fucking alligator on this show.
Sorry.
That's the problem.
That's my bad.
That's the problem with this program.
Hand up. That one's on me. Sorry, AJ. Happy birthday.
Imagine going to a fucking party in college. It's like obviously you're 21 years old.
Right.
You just transferred to Ohio State from another school. It's your third weekend on campus. One of your friends that you met in class gets invited to a Ohio State football house party or whatever. So probably incredibly pumped, a little bit intimidated.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going to happen. You get in there, you got this face saying hello to you. He was a mute at the time, right?
$20.
Yeah,
So he's not. He's just.
$20. Yeah, I'm charging cover.
Yeah.
You weren't even talking, right? You were a mute then.
Perked up.
Yeah, I probably didn't say hi when they walked in.
Yeah. So you get in there. Oh, great! This fucking guy. The
Guy
biggest.
wants to beat my ass.
Who is that? His name's AJ Hawk. Is his
What?
name? Yeah, he's the Legion Tiger All-American or whatever. And he's a mute. Yeah, he's the scariest looking guy of all time. Sweet. Bobby Carpenter comes in. Hey, shirtless. You know, probably shirtless with some drinks. How you guys doing? Kegs back here. You know, full start situation. Nick Mangold obviously sitting on a chair, hilariously dressed either judging everybody or holding a conversation that is electrifying in the living room, trying to figure out where to go, and then you walk a couple steps later, and a fucking alligator is just running free on the floor everywhere. Could you imagine what life was like for some people over there?
Unbelievable.
Incredible.
Sounds like a good time.
What an experience, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You head right to the keg with old Bob.
Yep.
This guy seems to have a lot of energy. Hey, you grab my legs. Yep, we're going up for a while. Now, where's that gator? Now, I'd like to go chat with the alligator. You guys had a great thing. You guys host parties, huh? That was a good time. Fucking Jimmy brought the vibes, didn't he?
Miss you, Jimmy.
All our parents got to see Jimmy because where I lived, our parents would all park at my house before the game, then walk to the game, and then walk back with us, and they got to enjoy Jimmy afterwards and everything. Yeah, a lot of people. Jimmy impacted a lot of lives. He really did.
Truly.
Wish you guys could have won another natty for him.
I know.
Yeah, damn
You
sure.
ever think about that?
I know. We should have, in honor of Jimmy, because, yeah, we should
Did you
have.
get a ring for him?
Did Tressel ever meet Jimmy?
Coach Tressel never stopped by my house, from what I know, but I think he was aware of Jimmy, yes.
AJ, you got an alligator at the house? Is that the right decision?
It's Jimmy, Coach.
It's not an alligator. It's not any alligator. This is the alligator.
Why do they go? Why do they go comatose when you flip them upside down?
Yeah, because
vertigo.
What is that?
The medulla.
The medulla. Mama said. Mom said. How about fucking Steve Irwin? There's another one. Let's have a moment of silence for Steve.
His son's keeping it alive though.
He is. I watched that
Steve
special.
Jr.
I watched that show. They're crushing it down there.
Oh, yeah.
I love to stop by. They're wrestling those.
So he just got unlucky and got stung directly in the wrong spot.
Yeah, he
From
got,
a-
he got
heart
jabbed,
or
but by a
what?
stingray.
Oh, stingray. Man, right in his heart.
Yeah.
Yep, different jab.
You felt good about that, huh?
Felt real good
did.
about it. I'm still waiting on our fucking article to drop this week on the Twitter files, damn it.
Rest in peace to Steve Irwin. And I assume this crocodile here is still alive, thriving.
That's right.
Probably.
Is that?
Those who did not grow up with Steve Irwin, I apologize to you. You didn't get to experience every animal on Earth in a way that an Australian maniac was going to explain. He was great.
He was.
Great. One of one.
He cut great
Because
promos.
he loved it. It's easy to like anybody that is super passionate about whatever it is they might be into, I feel like. And when he's into these animals and you see like this dude is genuinely super happy at telling us about these animals and almost getting his head bitten off at the same time.
Cutting promos, too. Real promos. Informative promos while he's staring down a fucking king cobra. With his a lot of us first time hearing the Australian accent, too. I mean, it was a full fucking...
Crikey.
What is this thing here? Crikey, it's a cobra.
He saved Animal Planet. He got it up and running.
He is Animal Planet.
He is Animal Planet.
Him and
Jeff Irwin.
yes,
Who's Jeff?
he's the guy who brought animals on the shows, like all the late night shows.
He was the bald-headed American one.
Yes.
No relation to Steve Irwin?
I don't think so. And now that I'm thinking of that, might not even be his fucking name.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, because as soon as
But
you
it-
guys said Jeff
but-
Irwin, I thought you were...
Jungle Jack Hanna brought a lot of animals on
Yeah,
like Letterman and stuff.
Right, but there was another guy. It was Jeff something.
Jeff Sluman.
No.
We should do the old animal thing in here.
That'd be sweet.
Jeff Corwin.
Jeff Corwin. Knew it was a win.
That used to be a staple of live shows. Once a month, animals coming in. What's the reaction? That's the whole segment. What are we doing? Oh, today you're learning about an animal from this fucking country. What's it going to do? It could bite you. Sweet. Let's do some live TV and see if this thing fucking bites somebody.
Yep.
You get some
That
sweet
used to
birds.
be the thing.
We should try that.
Bring
Yeah.
some birds in here.
When you're here, I'm not doing it alone. You got
Are
to be
birds real?
Depending on which ones we pick.
Some birds are real, some aren't.
Yeah, we've been over this many times.
Okay.
For his birthday, why don't you break it down, your thoughts?
Yeah, crows, eagles, and I forget what the last one was that I confirmed with my
Hawks.
associates. Hawks, yes. Actually, yesterday was National Bird Day. Saw a lot of people
Nice.
talking about a lot of things.
Congrats.
You only saw a lot of people talking about a lot of things
Yeah.
because your algorithm has a lot of those things in it.
Look, I'm just saying that CIA article got brought up again in 1970. They started a program putting cameras and mics and birds. And then, they must have just stopped doing it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Come on.
Let me find my tinfoil cap.
Exactly. Don't be a mark. They're fucking doing it right now. 1970.
There's some people that hear somebody say that and get so irrationally upset about it.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you saying you fucking idiot, doofus? It's like, I believe in birds. I just want to go on the record.
Yeah, bird sanctuaries, perhaps.
I think birds are not what you think birds are, but I'm all about you feeling the way you feel as a form of entertainment for me.
You sound like a Mark a little bit when you're talking about birds being real. Boom. There we go. What's that? Oh, yeah, that's just a regular bird. Is it?
That?
Is it? You tell me.
That's not even. Is that even a real picture?
Yeah, I mean, you're telling me you can't just put, feathers on that thing, and then boom, there's a bird? No, really.
Are those knives?
Yes,
Just a
they
flying
are.
assassin?
Bingo.
Why
that would
is
be a
there
sweet
knives
weapon.
there?
Because
Is this what we're using in warfare right now?
I know that's what Russia's using.
Are they?
Yep, for a fact.
They just watch Edward Scissorhands.
Just send one of those things. You know how that
What's all
Russian...
the tail feather with the fucking steak knife back there?
Because they can shoot them out their tails. You know how that Russian politician fell out of his window? Fucking couple birds circled him up. And then
You're telling me they shoot these things? They shoot their knives at people?
They can.
No.
Yeah, because guess what happens after they use all their weapons?
What's that?
Fucking self-destruct. 10 seconds. Erase the evidence. Gone.
You are a maniac, and
real.
that'll be a great time to pivot away from that discussion. These are all internet reports, obviously.
Well,
I
not
would
the
like to-
1970s one. That
Oh.
is, documents,
Before
certified.
we move on, I would like to provide some good news. The enclosure on 286 is still open and thriving.
Thank you, Tone.
You just describing something as on 286, like everybody else would know what that means. The exotic animal store that he referred to in our hometown of Plum is still open.
Wow.
Congratulations to them on surviving COVID.
What do they sell, Diggs?
It looks like
Exotics.
a lot of iguanas, a lot of lizards, tarantulas, turtles, birds. I'm not seeing any jimmies.
I was
Turtles are cool.
I was always too scared to go in there for a large portion of my life. Sat in the parking lot while others
There's
went in a
some
couple
sweet
different
iguanas.
times. I'm not going in there, dude.
Wait, you scared of the animals or who's
Yeah,
in
just there was no reason. I don't need to go in there. Everything in there is like at another place that I don't want to go to. Okay, like do I want to do I want to get dropped into the jungle? I don't right now. Okay, and this is basically it was built that way too. Like the design outside made you feel as if.
Going into a different world.
But then I went in there.
I'm
one
not
time.
into
I went in there one
snakes in my
time,
mind.
and it was real. It was like, oh shit, this is a wild place. Never been here before. I would not have guessed they're still going.
Yeah.
Through COVID. It's impressive.
Yeah.
Probably a lot of people buying exotics to keep them company.
They're open today from noon to 8. Only closed on Mondays. Open noon to 8 every day.
Good luck out there selling the exotics. We'll be back on the other side. We're gonna pick the games.
Here we
Okay,
go.
we're gonna pick the games. Is this everything they got there?
I don't want to
Yes.
see that shit.
That's
Yeah, it
from-
is.
It's from their Facebook.
See, this is what
You
I'm
guys
talking
like-
about. This is what it was
Oh, this is
described
cool.
as. I'm like, I'm not going in there.
I mean, those are little lizards and stuff. Who cares about them?
That iguana's
That
sweet.
thing was sweet.
Turtles are sick.
They look
How
sweet.
about that one?
Do you guys
Ooh,
like
look at
snakes?
that frog.
I do not like snakes.
I do not
hate
like snakes.
snakes.
They had snakes. They used to be like the snake capital.
Oh, that
Snake,
turtle
snake.
is sick.
I don't know
Tarantula,
those
too.
snakes.
That turtle is diesel. Oh, look at those
I like that
three.
last guy. That guy.
That thing is awesome.
Look at the towel.
That guy, yeah.
That thing's got a long tongue.
Yeah, it
I've
does.
seen it on a lot of different apps. Oh, now we're in the parakeets.
Yeah, okay.
The bird that you could teach
So
some
you're
English
saying
to
you
would be
think
cool.
you think that like a parrot or whatever?
Whatever they are.
We should get a bird in here just in case carbon monoxide.
I think you should.
What is that? That's a canary.
Canary
Yeah,
in the
they'll
coal
let you know.
Canaries are good birds.
by being dead. They'll
Very
let
good
you know by
birds.
being dead. Yeah.
So they're real birds. No, they come back and say you'd die. I think they actually come back.
Yeah,
and
then they fly out.
My grandma killed parakeets, saved her life. Carbon monoxide leaks.
Yep.
All the birds died. She woke up, saw them dead. Got
they
out of the
came back
house.
to
No,
life.
they were dead as shit.
Dead. Forgot to charge them.
Good birds though.
So you're telling me
Ooh.
the canaries that people are using in caves and stuff like that were fake?
When were they using them in case?
This guy.
Early 1900s.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Those are still alive. Those are real.
Okay, so hawks.
1975 is our cutoff point, Pat. That's when they started
Any
leaking.
new bird.
After that, can't trust it. And then old ones after that, can't trust those either.
So canaries still alive if they're from the lineage of former.
Yes.
Wait, are you saying they killed all the real birds in 75, Con?
No, I'm saying they started to leak these robot birds slowly but surely into the
And they
into
started
the system.
procreating into these-
And no, they didn't procreate, but then the real birds started dying. But instead of just letting birds disappear, they said, this is a perfect opportunity to dump all these other birds into the system, and then we have a bunch from all over the place.
You're awesome.
If we're gonna
Do we
get
need
a bird,
hybrids?
we need a CAT scan, and we need a couple things to be checked out first.
Oh,
there hybrids,
there's
Con?
this- here's
Did any
the
of them
snakes.
morph though, Con? Any of these robot birds morph with real birds, and we have hybrids?
No. If that happens, we're all dead.
That's just a basic ass green snake there back there. I don't think that thing's going to cause any problems.
Nah, these
I don't
snakes.
care about any of them. Not touching any of them.
No, me neither. I hate the snakes. I am not a snake guy at all. I've been in a situation where there was a snake in front of us in the Arizona that could have been a thing. And I'll tell you what, at that moment, I was pretty proud of myself, but not too much.
Yeah.
Because my first thought was, I got to get right behind its head.
Yep.
And then my next thought was, who's going to do that? And that's when, I kind of lost
Sure.
a little bit of hope in me.
Did Pittsburgh ever find that albino snake?
Yeah, Gene Simmons.
Was that his name?
That was his name. Yep.
Duquesne.
See, 10 out of 10, I'd rather have a snake on me than that fucking thing.
I'm out on both.
Yeah.
Yep, me
Okay.
too.
Big Jake the Snake guy, though.
Ooh.
Ooh, what's that? That's a dinosaur.
It's like a baby Komodo dragon.
I think albino.
Wait, those Komodos fucking get after it.
Oh, yeah.
I saw
They
some
eat full
Planet
deers.
Earth thing.
They
Yeah,
got
yeah, yeah.
Big.
They're real deal.
Yeah,
They
enclosure's
get
fucking
up there.
thriving, dude.
Dude, look how many animals they got.
They got it all.
They got a good site too. They have all of them on here.
Yeah, they run
on
good.
Facebook.
They run a good Facebook. They knew
Yes, they
to
do.
survive through COVID, you got to survive on Facebook.
Get the olds.
You know how many green snakes were sent out? Yeah, like
Is
that's
there any like lions out back or anything?
Nah, it's kind of in a street area. A lot of. It's kind of. Just kind of shows up out of nowhere.
Little hole in the
Buy a
wall.
lizard, take it over Puglianos, get a nice fucking chicken parm dinner.
Yeah, they jimmy it up, get it all drunk like you guys did with old the alligator.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get to a break. Next hour, we'll talk football. We got to make all our selections for this incredible Week 18. We have to chit-chat with Michael Lombardi, who'll be joining us. He's putting together metaphors
Oh,
for
man.
All
things
time.
that are deeper than I could have ever fathomed for football. Cannot wait to chat with him about that. And we got a big-time finish for this show, huh?
Hell
Here we
yeah.
go. Oh, I got to make a shot. AJ, how many merches you giving away?
12.
Good
Really?
number.
A lot of merches.
Good number.
12 merches.
It's on your birthday.
You took that ring off to shoot, right? Not to wipe?
Happy birthday, AJ.
Happy birthday,
All
Hawk.
right, guys. So we're saying 6 or 7 minute break after the shot goes in, right? Maybe.
Why? Do you need a dump?
Do you need to take a
No,
birthday dump, birthday boy?
No, because every time you take that pinky ring off, it makes me think, oh, you don't want to lose this in the toilet because that's what you said.
It's not every time. There's multiple times I take off the pinky ring. When I dump is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And like if you throw a football or you shoot a basketball, maybe the others?
That's 2, that's 3.
Yep.
Lifting, there's 4.
PGA.
When I'm PGA 2K, take it off. Golfing, take it off. When I'm going to punch somebody in a WWE ring,
What?
I take it off. Anytime I got to do anything activity with it, I take it off because there's a chance that thing's going to fly like it did against Austin Theory at WrestleMania when it ended up ringside and I almost lost it forever.
That's right.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, oh, I could lose it forever. I don't even poop getting on this thing.
No thanks.
Did Tim take his rings off when he painted those walls? Nick?
Didn't have time.
What?
What do you?
Tebow.
What happened?
Tim Tebow?
Yeah, when he painted the walls at the semifinals
Oh, with
before
the
Nick
poo.
went in there.
We don't know if that was Tim Tebow or not.
This is definitely Tim Tebow in there. I don't know if he took the shit or
No,
not.
it happened
but
before him.
Maybe. He was in there for a while.
It's a single stall, dude. You all have to suffer the consequences of whoever goes in there for like the next 5-6 people.
I was waiting a long time.
Tim was
if it a
probably trying
piss.
to exercise the devil out of whoever was in there before.
He's probably just washing his hands full. A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Could be.
H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P.
He did come out with a heavy sweat, though.
What's that?
He came out with a heavy sweat.
Yeah, 'cause he washed his face.
Big smile.
He always smiles because he's alive.
He says,
QR Satan sucks. He keeps going.
Yep.
Love you, Tebow.
Love you, Tim.
I fucking love
you,
Love
Tim.
Tebow.
The best.
Love him.
we should get him in here.
One of the greats.
I would love to get him in here. It would probably help out everything we
I'm
got
not sure
going
the
on.
toilets could handle it.
No, they get
Send him in the
job
back.
done.
Yep.
Send him to Bill.
Oh, the bill.
AJ, on this, listen, Bill's got his own bathroom back there. He's got a full thing.
Tebow goes back there. You might
Well,
freak
that,
out.
yeah, that's so we can.
The
claim that we
devil is
don't-
in this area, boys. I don't know what you did to bring him here.
Be gone, spawn of Satan.
I don't know if that's how Tim operates, but that would be cool if he was able to do that because our tech fucks up every single day. Our internet, turns out, didn't work today
What do you know?
while we're on the
Fix
show.
the lights, maybe.
It's amazing. So if Tim stops by, I'm assuming only good things will happen. AJ, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, AJ. Thank you.
AJ.
Thank you.
For your
Drain this first one.
For your birthday, you're going to give away merches, you said?
12 merches.
Good God.
Yeah.
All-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers. All-time leading rookie tackler with 121 tackles his rookie season for Green Bay Packers.
Hope it doesn't get broken this weekend.
Could happen, quite.
It won't.
12 merches.
Should.
Oh, shit, Bank.
He's got an extra game.
All right, this one's in.
Asterisk.
That's a good point.
Bang.
Oh,
come on.
Oh, shit, Bank. Oh, no.
Plenty of time. Hey, stay in it.
12 merches. AJ Hawk on his birthday.
Oh. Footballs.
Throw the footballs.
Footballs.
We got another hour.
Yeah, no.
There we go.
Ooh.
Pretty good.
That was a good
Yeah,
snap.
you can bank one of those in, I bet. Bank one of
You
those.
could probably get one in the.
Believe it or not, I could not see a single thing after the ball left my hands.
Hey, net. Go for the net hole.
Net hole?
Yeah, back
That
corner.
was where you were right on as far as distance.
Yeah, there we go.
That's real far.
You got it.
Holy shit!
Yes!
12 merches from the man that is AJ Hawk. Happy birthday, AJ! All you gotta do is retweet this video, say something nice to somebody, maybe AJ Hawk because it's his birthday, and put your cash tag in there so we can. Actually, don't need your cash tag.
Nope.
Don't need Cash App. It's just some merches from store.patmcafeeshow.com from AJ. That's unbelievable. I am never gonna try that ever again. I'm thankful that happened. Happy birthday, AJ. We'll see you in 5. Take 5.
Bye.
Hey, we're up to something big. Hey, we're announcing something big, AJ. We are up to something. This is the coolest moment of the history of my existence. I think people are going to be startled. It's a joke, and I can't thank everybody enough, honestly. I'm up to something. Today's a big time day. Let's go. Not only are we going back to Plum to do something cool, but today is the day that our heater horse has arrived for the Super Bowl. It's a pretty big deal. You know, whenever you get a chance to give back to where you're from, especially a place that helped create me and mold me, I'm very, very lucky to do it. I'm lucky to be from here, and it seems like the only smart thing to do would be give back.
What's doing, Mark? It stinks here, huh?
What's up, Kennywood, dude? Kennywood is named after Kenny's Woods. A man named Kenny owned the hill in the woody area. They turned it into an amusement park, which is a Yinzer stable. So Jeezy actually shouts out this area we are in currently. I think life can be much simpler whenever you just take care of your people, enjoy your life, and do your thing, and that's all we're trying to do. You know, growing old, slowly dying. How about you? How's everybody? I'm gonna give a full lead up to how I got to where I'm at. I think I'm very lucky to be from here. If you're a kid that has walked through these halls, you understand something that not a lot of people do. I think Plum is a much different place than everywhere else. And there's Nick up there. Go look at Nick, how pissed off he is. This past summer, I was driving through here because I was here for an event, and Angelo Bolino, little blonde-haired kid, was kicking on the same field that I used to kick on as a child. And he had like 2 balls and a holder. And I was watching him kick, and then he would go shag for himself, and he would come back and kick. And the easy question is, if he had 10 balls, how much better could Angelo Bolino be? If I would have been able to have 10 balls, 15 balls, new cleats, new everything, chances to go to camps with my teammates and everything, what could have happened? So I said to myself, literally after meeting with Angelo, great season, by the way, dude. I said, if I ever get a chance, I'm going to try to take care of the potential humans and kids that were in my exact position in Plum. I'm going to give $200,000 to the Plum area soccer. I'm going to give $150,000 to the PMFA youth football. I'm going to give $100,000 to the baseball youth. I'm going to give $100,000 to the lacrosse. And then we're going to have $2 million in this fund that'll just start. And hopefully it'll only go on from there. Sweet stuff for sports. Just anything to make everybody's, the teams and the players' lives easier, better. Trying to streamline the entire process of taking care of the athletes at Plum High School is kind of what it's all about.
Wow, dude, that was cool.
All right, Narani, like the Indy. You're going to have a lot of people that have never accomplished anything in their life tell you that what you're thinking about doing isn't possible. Just because they don't think they could accomplish it doesn't mean anything to you. Cheers, everybody. Hey, we're all Mustangs here. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, a man with the dog mentality, Paisano, Coach Sirianni. Yes. You're fucking awesome, dude. Did you ever feel any pressure that you were going to have to change and adapt to being a head coach and speaking in the same bullshit ways that every other head coach talks in?
Some of the best advice I got was be yourself, because if you're not yourself, everyone's going to see through it.
The messaging is the same. You're just doing it in your own way. And I think that's the most important part. And being authentic, you're 100% right. As you were saying, if I wasn't me, everybody who would tell the fucking locker room immediately going to be like, well, this guy, he's a stooge. There's another coach that wants to talk to you. Coach Sirianni, your question for Coach Sirianni.
I feel like I know you just as good as I know myself.
What is it about Jalen, you think, from your point of view, last year to this year, that is like cementing him as a guy that people are talking about? This motherfucker might win the MVP.
Well, I know which one thing you want me to say. He's a dog.
Yeah! Yeah!
He's a dog!
Yeah! Fucking dog!
Do you maybe want to play best 2 out of 3, rock, paper, scissors, coach first coach?
You're there forever, huh? Like, you have to have that mindset as the head coach. Like, do you feel like you're the perfect head coach for the Philadelphia Eagles? Because it feels like the team is the perfect representative of the city of Philadelphia. And I might be wrong. I'm from Pittsburgh, so the Johns are going to judge me for that.
I love the passion of the city and how much they care about football, because I care about football. I love football. I don't have a lot of hobbies. My biggest hobby is football.
Rock, paper, scissors,
shoot.
Oh,
what you got?
Scissors. Yeah, the same person.
Okay.
We both threw scissors.
Dog mentality really is to be in the moment that you're in now and not worry about what happened in the past, not worry about what's going to happen in the future. It's all about our process and about being here today to make sure we're about to go 1-0 this week. That's it.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Ooh, yeah. I definitely got Jason Kelce the kegs of beer. I was just trying to sweeten the deal of him coming back. As long as I'm the football coach here, I want him here, so I'm ready to give as many kegs of beer to him next year and the year after that and the year after that, because that guy is a dog.
Rock, paper, scissors,
shoot.
Same man.
We are getting our ass kicked in this preseason game. Belichick is taking it to us. It's halftime, and we are getting booed like you've never been. I was like,
paper,
rock, paper,
scissors,
shoot.
Oh, I think you might have rock there, but hey.
You got no idea what I'm going to do, because you're like, there's no way he's throwing scissors again. Come on, baby. I got a damn flower thrown at me. Right? A flower chucked down. We lost to the Chargers. Boom, flower chucked down.
Hey, how's your little manure settling in? That's literally what that John said as they were throwing that John at you. They were like, how's the manure and how's the flowers coming, coach?
Hey, this is game 7 here. Rock, paper,
scissors, shoot.
Oh. Scissors again. He threw scissors again, so did I. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh! You guys are the same. Come on, hey, this is for 15 or 10.
Paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh! Dog mentality.
I got dog mentality, coach. What can I tell you?
Hey,
What?
let's go!
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for. AJ, never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Boston
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the FanDuel Thunderdome, on this man's birthday. January 6, 2023, hour 3 starts right now.
Football!
AJ, I'm a little bit choked up right now. You know why?
What happened?
Because a man who has blessed the football world so much has successfully completed another trip around the sun, and that man is you, AJ Hawk.
Yeah! Thank you.
Happy birthday on this January 6th. Happy birthday to you. That's what January 6th is known for. And we are pumped that we get to spend your birthday with you. The Talks Tables here at Boss Connor at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer,
Dahn.
Cowboys, Tone Diggs is here. We will be joined momentarily by a man who has held every single position you could hold except for player in the NFL. A super genius when it comes to football. A host, an author, a TED Talk giver, a Super Bowl champion, an advisor, a consultant, a general manager, a coach. Ladies and gentlemen, Paisano from VSiN, Michael Lombardi.
Yeah, Lombo!
Happy birthday.
Hey, AJ, happy birthday. I think we missed it there at the beginning because you were muted by either us or you. Do you have anything to say to AJ on his birthday, Paisano?
Only gets better. The Sinatra, right, the best is yet to come. I think you just keep going. You know, George Raveling, who I work with on the Daily Coach, he and I founded it together. He told me when he turned 62 and he started to work at Nike, he was the man who signed Michael Jordan to Nike, that from 62 to 82 were the best years of his life. And this is the man who had a basketball coaching career. So, AJ, I'm just telling you, it gets better as you get older.
Hell yeah.
Right, thank you.
Coach, can you turn that phone sideways? Are you on your phone right now? Can you turn that sideways?
Do whatever you need me to do, my man.
Yeah, perfect. I think it was echoing back into the speaker.
Sun out of the way. I got the sun out of the way. I got Jerry Rice behind me. I stayed so
you look amazing right now, Coach. We appreciate you. Lombo, some of the metaphors you were making this morning on the internet were fucking fantastic. And I don't know if we have your tweets ready to get pulled up at this exact moment, but you were comparing basically the trip to America from Europe, the people getting onto the ships, and then whenever they arrive, what they see and what they felt at the same time is similar to what coaches have to go through during a season. Now, obviously, there was numerous diseases and everything like that. I don't think you were comparing the severity and how hard it was and everything like that, but just the mindset of the two groups of people. What was the point you were trying to make there, and what do you think this Week 18 means for a lot of these teams?
Well, the point I was trying to make is, and I say this to a lot of coaches all the time, when you become a head coach for the first time, it's like embarking on a cruise. You know, you go out to the ocean, you get 200 miles out to sea, and the storms are a lot different the further you go. And you sail across in the 18th century from England to New York, those storms were difficult. The ocean is tough. And that 18-game season that you guys, both AJ and you, endured are difficult. There's a lot of problems that come up. There's a lot of things that happen. And you've got to deal with them. And when you get there, you don't know how it's going to turn out. You don't know what is waiting for you when you see land the next time. And that's the NFL season. You have no idea what Week 18 brings to you. Does it bring you happiness and hope to the playoffs, or does it bring you despair and an unfortunate ending and you lose your coach? So to me, this is a weekend where you got to be really careful if you're betting to modify what you want to do in the betting market, because not every team has the same agenda. And that's what I kind of try to write about today. Most people would think, okay, Houston is definitely going to lose this game to get the first pick in the draft. They'll lose to the Colts to the first pick. Not so fast. Lovie Smith, you know, he wants to win a game. He hasn't won a lot of games as a head coach since Tampa. You know, he wants to win. He wants to prove that they're on the right foot. He has different motivation than, say, some fan sitting there saying, let's get the first pick. And I think you got to handicap that a little bit.
Yeah, that's never really talked about. I think that's a brilliant statement from a brilliant mind. We appreciate that. Go ahead, AJ.
Mike, what do you make of the whole situation with the Indianapolis Colts bringing in Jeff Saturday? And do you think there's a chance that he gets through the vetting process and actually becomes the full-time head coach?
No, I don't. And I think, to me, Jeff is in way over his head. And I think, unfortunately, he hasn't gone through the steps. You know, you can't become a master chess player without going through the ranks and files. And you got to pay your dues. And I think that you can know football on a level as a player. You can know football as an offensive line, but you have to bring it all together. The leadership. You know, the one thing about being a head coach in the NFL, especially if you're not going to call plays, if you're not running an offense or a defense or the kicking game, is you got to be the chief figure-out officer. You got to be able to solve all the problems. And when the players can't get you to solve the problems, you lose luster in the locker room. I think he's on the job training. It's the hardest job to get. Look, it's a harder job to get to the United States Senator, right? There's only 32 of them. And nobody's ever prepared for him. I don't think anybody believed the first year on the job they were prepared for it. So Jeff's not in a unique place. But the problem is he doesn't bring enough intellectual capital with him to handle the role that he's in. And it's been telling in the team. I think it's been telling in their performance. And I think when you look at the point differential between the teams since he's taken over with this one win, I think it tells a big tale.
Yeah, team stunk before he was the head coach with a guy who had success as a head coach and climbed all the ranks as well. So I'm sure we could argue forever, but it has not worked out fantastically. Yesterday, though, I did, as a person who's friends with Jeff and has watched his Colts team, obviously, and invested, I said, we have learned from this, right? Like, probably have to have some sort of experience before you become a head coach, and probably the case. And it's because of all the other shit you're talking about, all the other things you got to deal with, like whenever you're the head coach, the things that come across your desk, and also potentially having to be one of the first people to ever have some accountability in a building is interesting. How do you think they fix that? Honestly, we got some contracts that aren't good on this team either. And by not good, I mean we've paid a lot of people at a lot of positions and our team stinks. So they're going to have to do something different. Do you think they have to unload some contracts? And how many teams are sitting in positions that they're going to have to completely rebuild? Have you looked at that yet?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of teams, because a lot of teams need quarterbacks. But I think the bigger thing for the Colts is they need I think their owner needs to understand that the most important thing for his organization is alignment. And what does that mean? That means that I'm going to hire somebody to come in to be the chief executive officer to run this team, and we're all going to be aligned with that philosophy and that belief. Alignment doesn't mean everybody's on the same page. That's ridiculous. It's challenging to get everybody on the same page. Alignment means everybody's working towards one common goal and understanding that. And that starts with the owner, and he sets the template for that. Jim Irsay sets the template. This is the kind of team I want. This is what I'm expecting. These are the roles that I want. He needs to define that, because what happened is when now the next coach that comes in, he's going to ask a simple question. Are you going to continue your relationship with Jeff? Is he going to be a consultant? Because now that guy's worried about, well, maybe Jeff is going to come back and be the coach again. Have alignment. Now you have no alignment. Now you've got everybody working in fear. They might be on the same page. They're not aligned. So I think that's the giant step for the Colts to take, is that alignment. And I think that starts with the ownership. He's got to come out and say, okay, here's what we did. I thought Greg Prenner's statement, the owner of the Broncos, I thought that was the best thing I've heard in 25 years that I've been around. I've been in the league for almost 40 years, but in the last 25 years, that was the best thing I've heard from an owner. He clearly defined what the job is and what it isn't. And that's something that we have a hard time doing in the NFL, and that's why we're struggling. I think the Giants are the perfect example. They don't have a talented roster. They were a bad team with no salary cap. But Daboll came in, he was aligned with the general manager, and they're now working towards a common goal. Are they good? They're not a great team at all, but they don't lose games. They try to win. They avoid losing first. They've gotten the quarterback to play better, but that all starts with alignment.
What was said 25 years ago by an owner?
Well, brought up in the Walsh system, and so I learned a lot from Coach Walsh about, his relationship with Eddie DeBartolo and how DeBartolo gave him the authority to build. He was the CEO. I mean, Bill Walsh could have run any company at any time. I mean, he was that brilliant. So, he gave him the ability to create that alignment. And that's what I've learned. And so many times these teams are not aligned, and the coaches pay a price. The coaches' family pay a price. Because you got people in the organization working on different levels. You've got different agendas. It's a hard thing to do. It's a hard sport to get alignment. And as it continues to grow, as we see more people in the building, because of all, let's hire more people, it's harder to manage those.
Well, the analytics department is growing in every single building. I know that. And obviously that's an important part of decision making. So go ahead and do what you got to do. But I don't know if the more people you add, the better everybody is going to be on the same page. To your same page point, I didn't plan on asking this question. I know Connor's got a heater for you. So does Ty and Tone. But they're saying that nowadays GMs and coaches are going in to interview together with owners. So going into the interview, they already have it figured out what the GM's going to do, what the coach is going to do. They kind of get bundled as a group. They're trying to go in as a team. GM's going to handle this. This is the culture of the GM. This is the type of guys they're going to want. Here's what the head coach is going to do with these players. Here's the culture the head coach is going to be able to create with these types of players. And they're interviewing at the same time for the ownership. Is that normal? Has that been happening for a long time? And will that help with alignment? Because we do know, like the old way, head coach interview, GM interview, then hopefully they get along, and then turns out sometimes they don't. I feel like interviewing together is smart. You don't think that's the case? Or
no, I think it's smart. I think it gets everybody on the same page.
How come it hasn't happened before? How come
I that there's been a mentality in some organizations. The GM picks the players, the coach the players. We don't want to give the coach too much authority, yada, yada, all those things. But I think what more importantly than just the interview together, I think if I went in an interview with a coach together, I would say to the owner, what do you want? What do you want? Because that won't change. You own the team, right? So tell me what you want. Are you willing to take players who have a problem with alcohol or a problem with had a drug problem in college? What are you willing to do? How are you willing to handle that? Okay, you want no one with domestic violence on this team. Got that? Nobody. They come off the board. Tell me what you want. You want to be a big team that plays outdoors in cold weather? Great. Let me get that down. Like, tell me what you want. You're running this company. Tell me what you run. You don't have to tell me what plays to run. You don't have to tell me what offense you want to run. You don't have to tell me I want to be a West Coast, I want to be this. Just tell me philosophically what your vision is for the team, and then we'll implement that.
That could be a good little practice in the middle of that interview process. Like, tell me what you want. And then old buddy says what they want. And then you go, okay, so we'll look at these guys then. This is a guy we'll look at. And then the coach will be able to think, if that's the case, and this is probably how we'll end up running it, this is an offensive coordinator that I would think about bringing in. Then in real time, as an owner, you're also watching the GM and the head coach figure some shit out. That seems like a great way to figure out who's going to, because there's a lot of rebuilding.
The owners won't do that. They come in and say, who's your coordinator? Well, okay, it's X, Y, or Z. But when X, Y, or Z leaves, what happens to the program? What happens to the team? You know, what happens when this guy leaves? Does the program fall apart? So that's where it's got to come from him. It's got to come from him. And then you're not asking him every question that comes up in the draft. Do we take this guy? Do we not want to take this guy? Would we sign this? What's your philosophy on free agency? Where are you on, like people are all talking about Lamar Jackson now because he's not playing. Is it because of his contract? No. Lamar Jackson's situation is unique in this sense. He saw Deshaun Watson get a bundled up contract that it was unheard of in the NFL, right? And he wants that. So he's not going to, I can't fault him for not going out on the field to play when he's not 100% healthy, when he knows what's at risk. So the reaction of other things creates another issue.
Mike, what a name we haven't heard in a week or two, I feel like, but it was on the tip of our tongues for a long time, is OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr. What's he doing? Is he going to, all of a sudden he was on this tour, he's going to sign with like a contender, and then we haven't heard much from him. Is he going to try to even get back into it, or is it too late now?
Well, I think it's way too late now. I was told when he was going for these physicals, he was 8 weeks away 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, whenever it was told. So I think what we learned then is that he wasn't ready to play. Not that he's mentally ready to play, that injury wasn't 100% rebuilt, that he could come back and play like the Odell that we've known. So he got out of this market. I think he'll be in the free agent market in March. He'll still have to go back and take physicals. Once a player starts to take a physical and then all of a sudden he doesn't sign, the clubs are not allowed to talk about the physical because that violates the HIPAA laws, right? He failed our physical. But when they don't sign him, that kind of gives you an indication. I don't think he failed the physicals in the sense that, but I don't think he's ready to play. You guys both have played, right? You've been cleared to play. I've seen this 1,000 times. The doctor clears you to play, but you're not 100%.
Yeah.
Right? So what does that mean? I used to say to the team, Doc, you cleared him, but he isn't ready to play. He's 2 weeks away from playing. Okay, I get he's cleared, but he's cleared for activity, not cleared to play at his level.
Yeah, the doctor's saying, well, that's a football level thing that you need to figure out, not me. That's what the medical thing is. You need to figure out whether or not he is at a point where he can play good enough football to crack in, and it's going to be sore afterwards, but his body can go out and complete a task of playing football is what they mean by cleared. Is that how it is everywhere, or is it just some places are operated like that?
No, I think it's everywhere, and I think the coach has got to I think sometimes coaches make this mistake, so they say, okay, he's been cleared, and we put him out there, and he looks bad, and now it's the player's fault he looks bad. That's not really the player's fault, bad, right? Yeah. It's your fault for putting him out there. Like, he's not ready to play. He's not 100%. And so to me, you've got to really monitor that. You've got to study that. And you got to say, okay, where does he compare? Like Kyler Murray next year. He might be cleared to play in September, but is he going to be the Kyler Murray that we're used to seeing in terms of running around and the speed and the athleticism? We got to see that before you put him out there.
Arizona is one of those places we just chatted about, probably going to be in the middle of a full Full rebuild. Excited to see how they handle that whole situation. J.J. Watt retiring. Hard Knocks episode this past week. Worth a watch to take a trip down memory lane for that fucking legend. Connor has a question for you, Lombo.
Yeah, Lombo, speaking of Arizona, that's one of the places that checks off a lot of the Sean Payton boxes. Warm weather, young quarterback who's good. Have you heard anything about where he's possibly going? And is there still rumors about him and Brady possibly teaming up?
I haven't heard too much about that. I do think that everything's going to go through New Orleans with Sean Payton because they own his rights. Like, this isn't free agency where he can just go where his contract as a coach, when you retire, your contract is still, if you have years left on your contract, it's still held by the team that you retired from. So say Joe Gibbs retired from the Washington football team, and he had 3 years left on that contract. He's still, essentially, they'd have to release him from that contract. So I think that's a giant step. I would get the sense that everything about Sean, the decision-making, has more to do with the relationship with the owner than it does with who's the quarterback.
Why do you say that?
Because I think the owner gives you a sense of what you're able to build and how you can build it and how much authority he's going to have to be the CEO. See, if Denver calls, and Penner says you're the CEO of the company, that's a great job to have. That's an opportunity for him to craft something. Whereas Arizona, is it going to be the old way? Is Steve Keim going to come back? Are they going to replace Keim with someone else? How's this going to work? I think it's a lot about the owner with Sean, and I think it's going to be that. And I think New Orleans is going to have a say in all this.
I think it was reported, right, Steve?
Yeah.
Was it?
He's pretty much out the door, I think, yeah.
Yeah. They're going to new GM, and then the Cliff Kingsbury-Kyler Murray relationship.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
They're potentially going for a full rebuild over there as well. That's interesting over there. Watching Hard Knocks, the building. You know anything about Arizona at all? You think they have a chance of winning a Super Bowl over there?
I think the building's not aligned at all. I think Mr. Bidwell would do well to re-gridiron genius. I don't think that the building's aligned. I think that they have a lot of issues.
That's his book.
Yeah, that's the book behind me. I think there's a lot of issues. I think that's always because to me they do things on a line item basis. There's no philosophical belief within the building. And so, we get this guy, okay, great. You got to build something. If you're going to build a foundation that sustains excellence, it has to come with principles and a foundation of beliefs. And you don't see that in Arizona. And that's going to take some time. And that's just not crafted by hiring one guy. That's crafted by the owner understanding that. Somebody's got to explain that to the owner. And somebody's got to be able to build it. This is going to take some time to build, and they just kind of, to me, they always look like, oh, we need a guard. Let's sign this guy. Oh, okay, we'll bring A.J. Green back. He's an older player. There's no rhyme or reason of what they do.
Easy. Sounds like you're describing the Colts a little bit. Don't love that. Everybody needs to relax. But it sounds like you're also, as a former GM, saying that a lot of these problems potentially from ownership, refusing to either take command, a little bit of accountability, or speak things how they want it to be with different places. A lack of leadership, it sounds like you're thinking, is a problem in a lot of places. Excited to see how that is addressed.
Yeah, I think like Philly's a perfect example. Philly goes the opposite way of what I believe, right? And I never really thought Philly was the right way to go. But as I watch Philly with Jeff Lurie, what he's done, I think he understands it, right? So Jeff Lurie believes the organization carries the head coach, not the head coach carries the organization. I've always been the opposite. But what Lurie has done a great job of is hiring a coach who maybe isn't qualified for the job initially, but then developing the coach along the way. See, this is what happens, right? Who's coaching the coach? We hire Frank Wright. Who's helping him out? Who's making him understand where he might need help along the way? I think the Eagles have done a really good job with that. I think they've been able to supplement the coach, Peterson and now Sirianni, with help alongside, whether it's their analytic department, whether it's but the philosophy all comes from Lurie, right? So they're really good in the offensive line. Was that Sirianni's belief? Of course not. That was Jeffrey Lurie's belief the day he bought the team. He wanted to be great in the offensive and defensive lines. That's what he believes in. And so that manifests itself forward. That's kind of what I'm talking about. That's what we don't have. That's what many of these owners think. Well, if I hire this guy, no, it's got to come from you because guess what? These teams are worth $6 billion. You're not going anywhere. You're staying.
And also, you're the only one that could probably talk to. A lot of these people have I don't want to say massive egos, but a lot of confidence, right? They all direct to one person. Hey, you're the only person really that can tell everybody here something, so just say it. And it'd be cool to be an owner all of a sudden, wouldn't it?
Yeah, pretty sweet.
All right, listen, here's the deal, okay? Figure it out. We are not going to get punked ever on our offensive line, ever, okay? I'm going to pay a quarterback $250 million. Guess what? We need to keep him alive. That needs to happen. D-line, too, we need some dogs, okay? We want to hunt. Everything else, have your fucking way with it, but that's where you want to be. Okay, so we're probably going to be a little bit of a run-heavy team. Need a good running back here. Need a big, like, that is an easy way to kind of piece things together as opposed to, yeah.
Cleared it up. You could be an owner. I mean, if you had the $20 billion, you can be an owner. I mean, you did it.
Okay.
That's exactly what you need to do. You don't need to specifically say, I want this, but when the media gets on you for not drafting a receiver and you take an offensive tackle, the 5th pick, don't come walking in my office saying, why didn't we take the receiver? We already made that decision on how we're going to build this football team based on your philosophy and principles, which I believe in completely. We're building inside out, not outside in.
Yeah, because I don't think about the future. The owner doesn't think about the future backlash,
right? Like
draft night, like free agency, where you don't spend a bunch of money on whatever positions. It's like, no, that's not how we're operating or whatever. It's like you're the one that actually made that decision. Oh yeah, I did say.
You're right.
Yeah.
Shit.
All right. We'll keep. We miss out on another one of these guys.
Yeah, better win.
Yeah, it's what an interesting predicament there. Ty has a question for you, Lombo.
Yeah, Michael, what are you hearing about Jim Harbaugh? We hear all this stuff about him saying, he thinks he's going to be coaching at Michigan next year, and then yesterday, they're getting investigated, which seemingly kind of opens the door for him to jet out of there and get one of these other jobs in the NFL that are opening that he allegedly likes the roster and has interest in. Are you hearing anything? Do you think it's pretty much a done deal that Harbaugh is potentially going to be an NFL head coach somewhere next year?
I think a lot of what Harbaugh is going to be is based on who the owner is, right? I know he has a relationship with Stephen Ross from his Michigan days, right? And I think what Penner described at his press conference in Denver describes what Jim is. Remember, Jim was successful. I'll go back and tell you a story. Jim's son and my son both played high school football together at St. Mary's out in Oakland. We both worked at the Raiders. And Jim, Al Davis told me, we need a ex-NFL quarterback on the staff to develop into a coach. And that's when I called John Harbaugh, who said, you should hire my brother. And so we hired him. And so we've been friends going that time. And we're sitting there, and I'm telling him not to take the University of San Diego job because I thought it was a horrendous job. We're watching Piedmont High School play St. Mary's in the rain. And he's like, Coach Walsh told me if I want to be a head coach, go be a head coach. So he takes it and he wins. He's successful. But the 49er stay ended because there was a lot of outside people. They weren't aligned perfectly in Jim's mind. And so if Jim were to come back into the NFL, and these are my words, not his, it would have to be with total alignment and total ability to build an organization in his vision. He's highly competitive. I mean, he wants to win. College football is becoming a very challenging landscape with the NIL rule and the transfer rule. I mean, it's the wild, wild west out there, right? And so that's going to be a harder job as it goes on than the NFL jobs because there's a little bit more continuity and rules regulation. So I would not preclude it. I know he interviewed at Minnesota last year, but Minnesota was never going to be a right fit for him because Minnesota was from the Jeffrey Lurie school. The organization's going to help carry the coach, right? That's not what Jim's looking for.
So where's a place that would be good? And aren't all these places that aren't aligned, they're the only ones that have availability at GM and head coach because they're not aligned and they suck? Is that just...
Well, I think Denver, just by what he said at that press conference, makes you believe that... I think what he said was, look, George Payton's done it. George Payton is not going to have the authority that he once had, right? So he was being very diplomatic. I think there's a lot of things that go on in these press conferences that you have to interpret. So what he was really saying was, Payton's going to be here, but he ain't going to be in that role. He had 2 chances to pick the coach and pick the quarterback, and we haven't really hit on those. So, but maybe he's a really good personnel guy, and we'll keep him in that role. But in terms of making decisions, no, that's going to be me from now on. And I think that opens the door up for somebody like Harbaugh. And I think if Arizona were to take that approach, they might as well. I know Miami, I don't know what's going to happen. There's a lot of conversations about what's going on. Are they going to fire Josh Boyer, the defense coordinator? Are they going to make changes? I don't know what they're going to do. But I do know Ross is a Michigan man, and he and Jim are very close.
Oh.
Mike, talking about that, I mean, that's what I wanted to ask you.
Holy
They're talking about possibly moving on from the head coach if they don't make the playoffs. Is there any truth to that report, you think?
I mean, I don't know what's, I didn't think they would move on from Flores. I was floored when they fired Flores last year. He won 7 of the last 8 games, but they didn't like the way the organization was. But I think, AJ, if you study the Miami Dolphins, and I'm sure Gump has, Gump probably won't admit this, but it's true. They're not as good they were better last year than they are this year in more areas. This year they're better at making explosive plays, and Tua's played much better. But there's other areas of the team that they're not very good. They don't play complementary football. They hired McDaniel to run the ball. Their offense is on the field for 28 and a half minutes. Their defense is playing way too many minutes, and they're not good enough on defense. So they haven't really played complementary football. And so there's some areas they've improved with McDaniels, but there's some areas they've digressed. Now, I think it's their job to figure out what that is. But they're in the same exact role that they were in last year going into the final game of the season. Now, this year, they're going to have Skylar Thompson playing quarterback against Joe Flacco.
I was going to try to FaceTime Gump there to see if he would have an answer, and obviously we weren't able to get it as quick. But Gump, I would assume, is saying the same thing. I was told his team was better than
I was slot the ball the other way, Lombo.
People have short memories. Remember when they all entered the new building in Miami, and the owner cut the ribbon and everybody moved into the new facility. He made a statement, I expect to go to the Super Bowl very quickly. I mean, I don't think one thing about when you have the kind of wealth that these owners have today, that they're not very patient. And so a man like Ross, he said, I expect to go. When he doesn't get instant gratification, money doesn't mean anything to him. I mean, he's just going to buy. I mean, it's just, okay, I'm out. I'm going to find somebody to get. And this may be my only chance to get Sean Payton, or this may be my only chance to get Jim Harbaugh. Does that make it fair for Mike McDaniel? Probably not. I mean, but remember, Pete Carroll lost his job because Leon Hess, who founded Hess Oil, thought Rich Kotite was the greatest coach. And then he lost his job again because Robert Kraft wanted to hire Belichick. So, like, this league, we all accept is not fair.
Yeah, we all understand that's the case. And
oh, no.
Are your books okay?
Oh, yeah. My shelf's doing great. Don't worry about it.
Are you sure?
I don't know, pal.
Yeah. Other shoulder.
Did you see that, Lombo? His books.
Yeah, it was like a little magic trick.
They're all his buddy. I'm sure Ryan's books are up there. I got to send you a book, AJ. I got to get my book up there.
Oh, it sounds like you got to send your book to Jim Irsay, too. Let's not fucking...
Yeah.
Okay, let's not just be sending these everywhere. Okay, we don't need everybody reading Gridiron Genius. You know what I mean?
I hope everybody reads it. I would like to. I find it hard to believe, that people don't understand this. I was on the phone yesterday with one of the cricket coaches over in England, and he wrote a book, Ed Smith, about decision-making, and we were talking about analytics in decision-making and how we've lost the human element a little bit in terms of it because guys are just sitting there on the field, well, this is what that says to do. There's part of the game that has to be translated on what's happening. And we were discussing this, and a lot of the owners of cricket teams and European soccer, they kind of just want it as a toy, and they don't understand it's really a business. And it's the same business that you make billions in. You got to run it the same way with the same beliefs.
And there's such a feel thing, Got to have feel. Momentum's real. Have you written a book about that? I think I'd like you to do that and then hand it to the analytics people.
I would like to do that. The next book, this book coming out is about the Hall of Fame. But the next book I want to write about is how to build the perfect coach. And I want to write it with an academic person that will help me to supply the academic side of leadership along with the practical side.
Well, I love that. That sounds smart. It's going to be great. How many books are you going to end up with, you think, when it's all said and done?
I hope I keep writing until I can't write anymore. I think it's the greatest way to stay curious. I think you learn more, and I think it's this journey through the Hall of Fame has been really, to me, a revealing thing on what's going on. We talk about like these receivers that are up for it, Torrey Holt,
Reggie.
Reggie Wayne, Andre Johnson, all these guys. And then you go back and look at, Paul Warfield had 80 touchdowns and 450 catches, and Charlie Taylor had 79 touchdowns and 420. I mean, the touchdown catch ratio of these guys back in the day was remarkable. We lose sight of how good they really were.
Yeah, like Dan Marino has stats that can keep up with today's stats.
Yeah.
And it's like old school football.
Funny. When everybody says, well, Brady made Belichick, and if it wasn't for Brady, Belichick wouldn't get there. The winningest coach in all of the NFL is Don Shula. He went 4 years with Dan Marino at quarterback that didn't make the playoffs.
Oh, I was told.
Tone has the last question for you here, Lombo. We can't thank you enough for your time on this glorious Feel Good Friday.
Lombo, one of the only games where both teams are playing for something this weekend is Saturday night, Jags-Titans. How do you feel about that one? I have a hard time going against Vrabel when I feel like he's been preparing for this game for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think that last Thursday game was to get Josh Dobbs ready, to get him ready to go. I think when you watch the first game, right, they turned it over 4 times, which they typically don't do. They protect the ball. When they turn it over, they lose, and Vrabel knows that. I thought Lawrence in the last game was spectacular. The knock on Tennessee is, and it's not a knock, but it's a fact, you got to throw the ball. You can't run the ball in Tennessee. The Eagles came out throwing it, and they got the lead. And you've got to play from in front. Now, they got ahead of Jacksonville in the last game, but Jacksonville came back partly because of those turnovers, those 4 turnovers. And Lawrence made throws that I don't think you can duplicate a lot. Like, there's sometimes you're watching a game and you say, oh, wow, that's a hell of a play. Great play, touchdown, boom. You can duplicate that if you get the conditions perfectly. But some of the throws Lawrence made, you can't duplicate. I mean, he put the ball on the back shoulder of Zay Jones, or he threw the most perfect pass. I mean, that was really a great effort by him. And I think Vrabel's probably sitting there saying, okay, we're going to slow the pace down. We're going to not snap this ball till 5 seconds on the play clock. We're going to try to run play out. We'll get Henry going. We're going to slow it, and play better defense and put some pressure on Lawrence like he did Kansas City. I mean, look, he went from the second quarter to the overtime. He took that game at overtime and got 1 first down. So they can play within the red zone, and they can play. I think this is his Super Bowl. Plus, I also think that they're really good when their backs are to the wall. I think they understand that. And I think it'll be a hard game for Jacksonville. They've never been in this situation before, right? They've never had this. This is a playoff game. I think Jacksonville can win. I just think 6.5 or 6, whatever the line is, too many points.
All right. And how about the other one? Quick pick here for the Packers and the Lions at Lambeau on Sunday Night Football. Lombo, your pick?
I would take the points here. I don't think the Lions are going to care about what happens. I think if I read Dan Campbell right, I think he's going to basically have a moratorium on any information coming out of Seattle. I think he wants his players to treat this like a playoff game, because it's the greatest experience he could do as a head coach. Because he could go in there and say, guys, we had a playoff game last year. Now, it might not be a playoff game, but if you treat it like one, it'll help you launch into 2024, into the next year's season, 23, right? So I think they'll play. They didn't play well the last game. They didn't play well, neither did Green Bay. Green Bay had the 2 turnovers in the red zone. I think it'll be a hard-fought game. I think Green Bay will win, but I think it's a field goal game more than it is a 4.5-point game.
We appreciate the hell out of you, Lombo. Ladies and gentlemen, author, multi-time TED speaker, TED Talks.
Good luck Monday night. Good luck Monday night. I will be watching and I will be listening. I will have the volume on for that. I can promise you that.
Man, we can't thank you enough for all your support and love. We appreciate the hell out of you. Legend Michael Lombardi. Thank you.
Lombo!
AJ Hawk has rejoined us, I believe. What happened? Your books fall in fashion that they all look like they're on something that's not real?
One whole row started to fall, so I had to shuffle some things around.
Saw that.
What happened? I
had to balance it out. I had some of my big, heavier books on the left side and should have put them on the right. So it's like a plane, like weight balance.
Oh, like a seesaw.
Yeah.
Seesaw.
All good to go. A lot of humidity changes, different things up here.
For the books.
Wreak havoc on the tape that I use for my bookshelf, for my books.
Oh, yeah, for the back of the books, because the books can get active. Like Night at the Museum or whatever the fuck. Sometimes the books really start getting crazy, especially whenever they're starting to be on the camera all the time. These egos are getting crazy. Let's dive into picking games. Let's do this quick. Let's wrap up Feel Good Friday in beautiful fashion on your birthday. AJ, you're the best, man. Honestly, can't say this enough. We're lucky that you join us, and one of your records is going to get broken this weekend probably. That doesn't mean anything less of you.
No. You got an extra game.
Yeah, it's an asterisk. True.
He should. I hope. I mean, he should. I didn't know that. This is a thing, but yeah, he should. What do you mean?
I didn't know.
What did I say from day one when Ty asked me about Quay Walker in camp? I was like, this dude can absolutely fly. He's super sudden. He's twitchy. He's a stud.
So everything you were.
But everybody needs to know, bingo. Everybody needs to know, though, extra game, 7 behind it. Would be an incredible game. Get 8 tackles, 9 tackles, whatever the case. Would be quite an accomplishment. And Quay's going to be a guy for a long, long time. But this Ohio fuck over here was a guy.
He was.
121 tackles rookie year.
Unbelievable.
Defensive rookie of the year.
Mike Linebacker.
Yep.
In a grind and pound time. Yeah. Just the toughness as a young child in the NFL. Trying to tackle grown men. Hey, baby AJ.
Go AJ.
Maybe AJ.
Some of the running backs in that division.
Jesus. AP?
Matt
Yeah.
Forte.
Fullbacks and tight ends.
Jim
Main thing when I
Kleinsaucer.
first-
Schlosinger.
Yes.
Come on.
Schlosinger, Kleinsaucer, yes, a monster.
Motor
you're-
City Dan Campbell.
You were a dog,
Yep.
dude. Motor City Dan Campbell also probably got you a couple times. I seen his film. He was.
I'm not taking him on. I'm not taking on Motor City Dan Campbell.
You don't want that right now either. We saw him at training camp.
Holy shit.
What a fucking specimen he
giant.
still is every single day. Still probably getting after it. But AJ, so are you, pal. Congrats on this.
Maybe AJ.
Okay, let's pick these games. Kansas City Chiefs, Las Vegas Raiders.
Come on.
Chiefs favored by 9.5 on the road. I believe there is everything still in front of the Kansas City Chiefs, so they are playing. Not that the Raiders aren't, but the Chiefs are playing here. Who do you like? How do you like it, AJ?
Well, Stidham's playing for the Raiders, correct?
Studham. He had a great fucking
Studham.
game last week against the number 1 San Francisco 49ers defense.
I know. That's what worries me about that 9.5 picking the Chiefs. Like, you naturally think, oh, I'll pick the Chiefs here. With Stidham, you know what? Give me the Raiders plus 9.5.
Give me the Raiders as well. Chiefs win, though. Congrats to them. And I believe the NFL has made a decision about the neutral site games for the playoffs. That certainly does include Kansas City Chiefs in all facets. I think they are going to do neutral site. All 3 teams involved, which would be the Bengals, Chiefs, and the Bills, were on board for the neutral site AFC Championship game. And to a lot of people's points on the internet, once the NFL experiences one neutral site championship game and how it can become an entire spectacle because it's championship weekend, let's assume this is going to be the new norm, which is a shame to number 1 seeds going forward.
I wanted to quickly ask you guys a question about an angle for teams that have nothing.
What's the angle?
What's the angle? For teams that have nothing to play for this weekend, do you think that teams who are on the road, who it's more like a business trip, they have to get back on the plane with all their coaches and stuff like that, and instead of a home team that has nothing to play for, they can just get in their fucking car? They might have a flight scheduled that night to go God knows where.
Future awkwardness is certainly a driver. I think that's a good call. I think that's something to think about. I don't know if we could really properly be the ones to break that down. Our eyes will have to do that as we watch the games. Great angle.
Maybe.
Great angle.
It's a good angle.
What are your thoughts on that, AJ? Anything?
I think there might be something to it. I know my rookie year, I think we started out 4-8. We ended up 8-8, and leading up to our last game against Chicago, if something happened, we could have won and got in, but something happened early in the day, so we knew playing against Chicago, we're not in, and we ended up beating them, I believe. And I remember like some D-line guys on our team like, "Oh, we're beating your ass," and they're all like, "All right, have fun watching us play next week."
Yeah, a lot of
that's how it went.
Yeah, a lot of interesting shit talk in that moment there. Titans, Jags for a place in the playoffs and to win the AFC South. 6.5 point spread. This is on Saturday. How do you feel?
Man, that place is going to be rocking, isn't it? On Sunday, it's a playoff game for them.
Saturday night.
Saturday, my bad. Oh, I'm so pumped this Saturday.
Josh Dobbs.
Give me I like Dobbs. Give me Tennessee plus 6.5.
Really?
Yep. I've showing his parents everything about that dude. Like I don't know.
Henry fresh legs.
Yep.
I assume Jeffrey Simmons.
Massive game. 6.5 is a lot of points.
On the Jags.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure on
Braves
the
still
Jags.
there, right?
Biggest game.
Yep.
They have been disappointing.
Big time.
Very.
Jags' biggest game in a while.
Possibly ever.
It's going to be close. Give me Titans 6.5. Jets, Dolphins, 3-point spread. Obviously, Jets win and Bills win. Steelers are in. Joe Flacco starting against
Skylar Thompson.
That's the name. 3-point spread there. What are your thoughts in Miami?
Give me Miami at minus 3, I guess.
Give me the Jets plus 3 there.
You know.
Cleveland Browns, Pittsburgh Steelers, 2.5 point spread for the Steelers. Could be a play-in game. They would have to win, obviously. At home, who do you like?
I saw Clowney was sent home. He will not be playing in this game. I'll still take the Browns plus 2.5.
So casual. Saw Clowney was sent home, and other people said that they will not return because they don't feel like they're liked there.
Here.
Seems like everything's going really well in Cleveland, obviously. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers, minus 2.5. Kenny Pickett is Kenny fucking Pickett.
Hell yeah.
From this point going forward, I like them. I like that team a lot. They're still building. Even if they don't make the playoffs, they're riding into the offseason saying, we got something here. Young talent seemingly has figured it out. Tomlin's getting a chance to mold what a quarterback. The way he talks shit to Kenny, I think.
Yep.
I think Kenny talks shit back to him. I think I think Tomlin's excited for this opportunity to create another fucking star quarterback. I think he's enjoying it. I think Kenny's the right guy to do it. Give me the Steelers there. Texans, Colts in Indianapolis in a packed out Lucas Oil Stadium on Sunday.
Hell yeah.
2.5-point favorites at home are the Colts with Sam Ehlinger playing quarterback.
That's right.
So you talked before Sam started the other game. You talked a lot about this dude, his lower body, how jacked he is, looks like a cowboy.
He does.
So off of that, I will still ride off of you being very high on Ehlinger. Give me the Colts minus 2.5.
Bold
Go
decision.
Colts. Go Colts.
All right, I'll take the Colts too. This is clearly a Texans plus 2.5 game in my eyes, but
Yeah, you heard Lombardi.
I have to pick the Colts because I appreciate the Colts, and I think they're going to go in the offseason with Lisa Dub over Houston. A lot of articles are coming out about how this past year has gone and how Jim Irsay has acted and handled different situations. I guess after the Colts lost to the Titans down in Nashville, he's like, nope, we ain't doing this shit. And that's really that was really when the Frank's days were numbered and Matt Ryan's days were numbered, allegedly. They got a lot to figure out. Who knows if they ever will. Give me the Colts, though. Bucks and Falcons. I don't believe the Bucks are playing, right?
No, they have nothing to play for.
And they're dogs, so I assume.
And the Falcons, obviously, not playing for playoff contention, but Artie Smith trying to set a culture. Desmond Ritter down there. How do you feel? What do you like?
Give me the Falcons minus 4.5. So, who is – but Tampa has to play some starters. You don't have enough to just throw everybody in. Who's going to play, who's not playing?
Which positions are playing?
Definitely not wide receivers.
Is Tom going to play at all? Is it going to be like a preseason game, or is he just nothing?
Ian Rappaport said, as you know, it's tough to get Tom off the field. So
I believe Gumpy's been telling me all week that Kyle Trask is going to dress. So he's normally the third string quarterback.
Lane.
So
Tom's, everybody's seemingly hinting that Tom is not playing this weekend.
Atlanta revenge game, because if you guys remember early in the year, there was that faux roughing the passer on the sack.
Oh, Jarrett.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, I do remember that. We did a full breakdown.
It's a huge deal.
It is a huge deal.
Actually, give me Falcons minus 4.5.
Yeah, that's what you took the
That's
first
what
time.
you took.
Happy birthday.
Give me it again.
Happy birthday.
Times 2. Okay.
All right, I like the
Double down.
Falcons as well. Panthers, Saints stay in the NFC South. 3.5-point spread. Saints at home, favored against the Carolina Panthers team has shown to be incredibly gritty.
Yeah, they are gritty. Give me the Red Rocket and the New Orleans Saints minus 3.5.
Me as well. Great. I can't wait to see what the Panthers do. There's another team. A lot of money. A lot of opportunity.
Yeah.
Wilkes has coached himself into an incredible spot. It feels like anywhere.
They love him.
Yeah. I was going to say, a lot of the players saying that we found our guy. We want him back.
Yeah, I think they've proven that, too, with the way they played. Incredible job by him from day one over there. Patriots, Bills, 7-point spread. Bills favored at home. This is the Bildo game.
Oh, no.
And also there was a FaceTime from DeMar Hamlin from the hospital to the team meeting room. Surprise. A lot going in the Buffalo Bills' way, except for obviously not having DeMar on the field with them anymore. I like the Bills minus 7. Are you same page here? I feel like the whole world probably.
Yeah, even without the whole DeMar situation, I still would like the Bills at minus 7. I'm surprised it's not more.
I'm so confused by this.
I'm more confused
Are
by
the Patriots a juggernaut that we didn't know about all of a sudden?
defense just good. I'm more surprised of the minus 105 on the 7.
Yeah, it's not moving. It's almost going to 6.5.
Yeah, I would have expected it to be at 7.5.
Tone, why is that? What's going on?
To be honest, I have no idea.
It's got to be the
I really
Belichick
don't.
factor. Has to be.
This is weird.
I mean, there's a lot of.
What do they know?
Is it the
Exactly, AJ.
Is there a weather? Is there a weather report?
It's 110 now. If that makes
Bomb cyclone. Where's that thing happen?
That's California.
West Coast.
Did it happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty far away from Buffalo, but certainly weather can happen in western New York up there. Yeah, that's weird to me. Let's not think about it. Bills, move on. Vikings, Bears, 7.5-point on the road. Justin Fields not playing.
Nathan Peterman.
Playing.
Ooh. Vikings need to bounce back. Give me Vikings minus 7.5.
Give me.
Really?
Vikings they need to put something together so they feel good. going
Also
into the
playing
playoffs.
for something.
Give me the Vikings minus 7.5. You got it. Don't be stupid, pal. What are we doing? Ravens, Bengals. What is that? 9.5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bengals favored at home. I don't believe Lamar's playing. I don't believe Huntley is playing.
Yes.
Early indicator saying the line is representing that Huntley's not playing. 9.5 in Cincinnati. Certainly coming off of not playing a full game on Monday night. I like the Bengals minus 9.5. AJ?
Yes, I like the Bengals minus 9.5. My wife and my 3 boys will be in the stadium for this. That was a Christmas gift to them, so Bengals need to win.
All right, here we go. All right.
Your boys are going to be.
All right, Herb's going to be in town. Giants, Eagles, 14-point Spread. Eagles playing everybody. Giants not playing everybody. Give me the Eagles. AJ?
Give me the Eagles.
This feels like one, though, where Wink.
Yep.
Tyrod Taylor.
It's like a 6-point game.
He's no
That's what I'm
schlub.
saying.
Yeah.
Also, the Giants are just scrappy. They're just scrappy. I mean, I feel like there isn't.
Don't be stupid, Pat. Just take the Eagles. Move on.
Hurts has to get it back rolling, so
He
they're
took
actually
the
going to play.
Eagles.
A lot of points.
Well,
So
I'll take the
lot of
Giants if
points.
you want the Eagles. You want the Eagles? I'll take the Giants.
No, don't let me talk. Trying to talk me. Don't let me talk you into because I was thinking about going over there. You want the Giants?
Yeah, I'll take the Giants.
Fuck.
Tyrod. I like Tyrod, man.
Me too.
Playing for his life.
Saquon playing?
I doubt it.
Okay, give me the Eagles.
Okay.
What are we doing?
There's no way, actually, that he's playing.
All right. Rams, Hawks, 6-point spread in Seattle. This Seattle Seahawks team, what a fascinating tale of a team that was maybe going to go on a run. It was much better without Team 3 around. I think they are still that, but now much different conversation at the end of the year. 6-point spread in Seattle. Your thoughts?
Seattle at home. Give me them all the way. -6 right here.
Baker Mayfield, how will he be able to have? Seattle Seahawks clinch wild card berth with win over Rams and Packers loss to Lions.
Yep.
So they are playing for something. Give me. Is Jalen playing?
When Seahawks win, it
don't
eliminates the
know.
Lions, correct?
I would guess that he's playing.
me
He's not
too.
hurt.
Bake playing for his life.
Give me the Seahawks. Broncos at home. Chargers, 3-point spread. I do not believe anything's on the line. Chargers are already in.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chargers
That's why-
are in.
That's
I
why the
think.
Broncos are favorites.
Yeah, if the Chargers lose and the Ravens win, do the Ravens move to 5, I believe, and the Chargers move to 6?
A little bit of seeding, it sounds like, from Connor's mind. What are your thoughts on this game, 3-point spread?
Whether right or wrong, I don't believe I've picked the Broncos yet this year, and I'm going to stay that way. Give me Chargers +3.
Me too. Cardinals, Niners, 14-point spread in San Fran. The San Francisco 49ers.
They could still get the number
Yes.
one seed
Yeah.
potentially.
They win.
How many sacks
Eagles
is supposed to
lose.
have right now?
They win, Philly loses.
They're
Yes.
1 seed.
So they're going to want to win.
17
Yes.
and a half, I'm seeing.
But Eagles, same time as them.
Yeah, they're both at
they're
4
all the same.
o'clock.
Same exact time.
Same with the Cowboys, because if the
4:25.
Eagles lose and the Cowboys win, Cowboys win the division. Eagles.
I'm trying to
wild card.
process how much and how hard people are trying all the time.
Chargers and Ravens are both 10 and 6. So.
This is a tough week because we're trying to guess who's trying, who's not trying. If they
Uh-huh.
are trying, are they trying for how long?
Yeah, and that Chargers game and the Ravens game is massive, just because that's the difference between Titans and Jags or the Bengals.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Give me the Niners at home, 14-point favorites over the Arizona Cardinals. I hope J.J. Watt gets a sack in his last game, but I like the Niners.
Yeah, I like the Niners here, -14. Man, big spread, but yeah, give me Niners.
Scoreboard watching. Imagine if the Giants get up, the Niners, while they're watching that scoreboard.
Yeah.
All right, Patty, let's fucking go. Let's
get
run a
back.
little magic show.
Put Kittle back in.
Yeah, bingo. Cowboys, Commanders, 7-point spread in Washington. Starter for that game, Sam Howell, quarterback out of North Carolina, was injured early. This is his last game of his rookie year. What do they got? Taylor Heineke said, I understand. 7 points. Dallas Cowboys, nothing.
Seeding still.
Yeah, they can go to the 1 seed.
Yeah.
There's so many crazy things that could take place.
It's absurd.
And with this 2022 season, now 2023, obviously, linger, carryover, anything could potentially take place.
Yeah,
Right.
It feels like the Eagles will win, but because like everything is just up in the air. And if the Eagles are a wild card team after this year,
How about the Cowboys, bro? Congrats to them. 7-point favorites in Washington. Who do you like, AJ?
I like the Cowboys. Love their defense, and I think Dak gets it done.
Yeah.
Sam Howell, I don't know. He might have some success, but give me the Cowboys.
Playing for something as well, seemingly.
yeah, there is a hilarious prop. Trayvon Diggs has 3 interceptions. He is plus 9,000 to have 2 interceptions to get to 5, which allegedly some incentives for him.
Against
Sam Howell.
Yes. All right, let's go to Sunday Night Football. Win and you're in for the Packers. Possibly win and you're in for the Lions. 4.5-point spread in Lambeau. The brand new Lions have obviously showcased some football that we haven't seen from the city of Detroit in a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Inspired. They're getting fortunate bounces to go their way.
Wild.
Big-time plays are somehow swinging in their favor when every single time in the past they'd be going the opposite direction. Late leads, instead of giving them up, they're extending them. The Lions are a real squad, and the Green Bay Packers are a storied team. Been there, done that with everything. This year, had to find their new chemistry, find their new team, their new way of doing things on the offensive side of the ball. Defense had to get it figured out as well, and seemingly they have. Last 4 games, they've played mightily different than they were playing at the beginning of the season. Will the Packers be able to backdoor into the playoffs? Do the Packers win? And do they win by more than 4.5, A.J. Hawk?
Yeah, I think the Packers win, and they win by more than 4.5. I'll take them at minus 4.5 here. Their defense has been taking the ball away, too. Jared Goff, it's going to be – that atmosphere is going to be amazing. Yeah. We know how the roller coaster has been throughout this year. The fact that they're sitting here and they win and they're in, yeah, I think the Packers take this one.
I like the Packers as well. Good luck to your team, Foxy. Can't wait to chat about all of this on Monday. Remember, we have the incredible opportunity of strolling the field for the national championship on Monday night.
Wild.
We'll be live from SoFi Field on Monday. Like 6 of us will be live. We will have full show live Saturday from SoFi Stadium. And we'll be talking a lot of NFL, obviously, because that's a lot of Black Monday stuff, a lot of people getting fired there around the NFL.
Tomorrow? You doing a game tomorrow or a show tomorrow?
No, this is Monday.
You said Saturday. Oh, okay. You said Saturday.
That's on me. Monday is what I'm talking about, Overreaction Monday. We're going to be there.
Oh, yeah.
Potential real guests, too, because L.A., a lot of people that live in the L.A. area.
A lot of people there for the game.
In the football world. I mean, I'm very excited for Overreaction Monday. We are going to lose our minds, I think, to everything that took place because there's so many things that could take place, let alone the story of the week. What will be happening with Damar by Monday? What will the updates be for that? We're looking at the playoff setup. Who's playing who? Who has the easiest road? Where's the neutral site game going to be? Is it going to be in Indianapolis? Right. I can't wait for Monday. I hope everybody has an incredible weekend. 2 games tomorrow, a bunch on Sunday, national championship on Monday. Let's enjoy this life. Happy birthday, AJ.
Happy birthday, AJ.
Big thank you to Ian Rappaport and Michael Lombardi. AJ, we will let you take it away here as we wrap up your birthday show. Anything you'd like to tell people now that you've turned 39 years old?
Before you finish, no. We're not starting this whole thing again.
AJ Hawk, you have accomplished so many things in your life. You just turned 39. What would you tell others who would like to maybe have the same amount of success that you have had in your 39 years of life?
Well, Lombardi I liked what Lombo said. He said what George Ravelin from 62 to 82 was the best part of his life. Yes. You look back and you think, oh, those are the good old days. Nope, I've told you before. We're living the good old days right now. It only gets better every single day.
Hell yeah!
Wow!
Yeah. Happy birthday, AJ!
Happy birthday, Hawk!
Happy birthday, AJ!
Thank you. Happy birthday to you guys.
No.
Whoa.
Whenever
It's not our
happens.
birthday.
Come on.
All right, see everybody. Have an incredible weekend. We'll see you on Overreaction Monday. It's going to be absurd, we assume, and we're excited for it, and we're thankful for all of you. Goodbye.